From the heart of the city to the outer edges of the Beltway and beyond, this is the District of Misfits Show. The drinking show with a podcast. This is your guide into our beautiful city. The good, the bad, the ugly, as well as the fun and the straight up ridiculous. Told by us before someone tells it for us. The opinions expressed on this show are our own, and we make no apology. What's shaking? One of y'all.
Marking. God damn, I thought I turned that fucker off.
One of you.
3 weeks in a row.
Shut up, Jay.
3 weeks in a row.
Hey, for those of you watching, we are looking for an engineer, a technical director, someone to push the buttons and turn the knobs and adjust the things that need to be adjusted for when we do these, as well as when we return to doing remote shows again. So hit us up. Leave your deets in the comments or reach out to us individually at our ats listed below. But anyways, back to business. What's up, heathens? Welcome to another episode of the District of Misfits Show, the drinking show with a podcast problem, the podcast for the rest of us. I am Crushing Boo with my friends, Marcus, Val, and Jamie. And if y'all are tuned in, please tell your friends, tell your loved ones, tell your frenemies to check us out on Facebook and Instagram, the District of Misfits, on Twitter at DC Misfits, on YouTube. The District of Misfits Show is our channel where you can find our show as well as other really awesome podcast content for you to enjoy. And on Twitch, District of Misfits. And go to crushingdc.com and support us by purchasing our wares, such as this fine 5-panel hat that you see here and the queer as fuck shirt that Marcus is rocking. Val's probably got something on too.
I have a DC as fuck shirt on, but I'm too short.
So, but yeah. Anyways, guys, what's going down? How are y'all doing on this wonderful Boo's birthday eve?
Boo's birthday eve. It's a holiday for all of us. The holiday
it's my birthday at midnight, y'all. In case y'all didn't know, I might mention it once or
bring
twice
it in at midnight.
the show.
So you're gonna get really drunk tonight? Are you doing
yes.
shot for shot?
I don't know about shot for shot. I mean,
I think we should do a shot for your birthday.
Shot.
I did prepare for the possibility. Shout out to 1-8 Distilling for their creations.
So I created a new cocktail.
Oh.
I call it the DC as Fucktail.
Oh.
It is champagne prosecco with Mad Dog.
Oh fuck!
That sounds like the worst hangover I've ever heard in my entire fucking life.
Bad decisions and
Talk to me tomorrow.
That is exactly
You're not going to be alive.
I had peaches and cream. It's peaches and cream flavor tonight.
Right. I'm only doing half of this because I'm a little rusty and I poured way too much. But hey, thank you, Artemis. Thank you very much.
Oh, look, your friend was looking for you last week.
Hey, what up, Joel? Dude, Joel and I used to work at Nation together, man. We used to have fucking fun and get paid. It was great.
Man.
The glory days, dude. Turn of the century, bro.
How was the bathroom breaks there?
They were what you made them. We'll just leave it at that.
It's a good time. Good time.
Yeah. You can find me at Crushing Boo. Marcus, you can be found where?
That's Boo. That's me, Pasteurized Chef on all platforms.
All the platforms. Me, Facebook and Twitter, Instagram. Marcus on all of the things. I think I'm there on Twitch, but I'm not on Twitch. I can only. Go ahead, Val.
You can find me at Valerie Michelle Torres, double L's, on the Facebook, or at VMTDC on the Twitters and the Instas. That's it.
The thing.
And Jamie, you're all over the place.
I'm gonna change this one of these days. I swear to God.
You say that every week.
Every show.
I know.
Every
I'm
show.
not technically sound or whatever. Like my name on Facebook says James Roderick. Like for real, the only time I hear that's when it ended anyway. So like,
I think I called you James for the first 6 months I knew you.
I know, and I was like, stop fucking doing that. Lives infamously on the Instagram, and I'm Bar Simpson on the Twitter scapes. Hey guys,
very clever with the Bar Simpson.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It was my rap name in like 6th grade.
I was gonna say, dude, if you like were spitting, that'd be a bomb. That'd be a bomb ass name.
Bars Simpson.
Bar Simpson.
Oh, I get it now. It's for rapping, not for the bar.
I mean, you know, it transfers over now.
Well, yeah.
I spit top fire and shit.
It's versatile. Did you just dial on? Did you just dial on up in here? Dial on.
Top 5 rappers. Dial on.
Marcus, what's on the docket today?
Tonight we are going to be discussing cannabis. I do that every fucking.
I think you did it the last time too.
I think I did too.
Like, we might have to stop talking about weed on here because you keep fucking talking about cannibalism.
Cannabis, mushrooms. Shit, what was the third thing I wrote down? Gay chicken. That's what it was. Gay chicken.
Oh no!
I'm going back to the Mad Dog.
No.
Crash and burn.
The Asian hate. That's
Well,
not it. No,
yeah.
nah, just forget about it, right?
Nah, I
That's
do
what
want to
everybody
put.
does.
I don't think shit when people hate black people. Oh, my fault. It's every day.
No, we're gonna talk about that too.
We're gonna talk about that shit too. It's coming up. Ain't no skipping it. But can we talk about one thing first before we get in the way of all this bullshit?
What's that?
That Snyder cut. Can we talk about
because they haven't seen it yet. We have to wait. We gotta wait.
Motherfucker.
4 hours. I worked
all weekend. Goddammit.
Yeah, there actually is. I should have pulled that number. I should have pulled that graphic and sent it to Marcus. There's an actual breakdown of, because it's broken up into chapters, and there's a picture of the breakdown of how many minutes each chapter is.
Yeah.
And stuff, because we watched it in pieces. Like, there's no way I was gonna have there's no way me or my kids could sit there for 4 hours. And
I'll finish that motherfucker straight through. I wouldn't
I
have
heard it was really good.
I liked it.
Good.
I enjoyed it. I
enjoyed it. Shit.
It made Joss Whedon look really racist. Like, it made him also look really creepy too. Like, you know, oh yeah, Artemis, I saw you put that on blast earlier too. Like, yeah, Ray Fisher. No, I didn't even know. That's the thing. I didn't even know that Ray Fisher had a beef with Joss Whedon about.
Oh, big beef, bro. Huge beef. I mean, if you watch the Snyder Cut and then watch like the time frame he has on that movie, and
I mean,
how the shit goes, it's like, hey, bro, you kind of.
Here's where they had Cyborg in the Joss Whedon one, and here's where they had him in the Snyder Cut. Like, with all the rest of the heroes, like everybody else was like, but they just had like.
The big nerd thing right now was like, all right, Cyborg's a big thing. In the 80s, he wasn't that big because the internet wasn't that much of a fucking thing. Right. Now everything's run through technology. Guess what? Cyborg's the fucking man. In 82, I'm like, fuck that guy in your toaster.
Let me tell you something. I fucked with the Teen Titans in the 80s when George Perez was doing the art. And they brought Tara on and like all that. I fucked with them hardcore. And Cyborg was always like, I mean, he was substantial in that comic, but even then he could have been like, they could have done more. Like, it's awesome to see the evolution of him from then to now.
Right, because he is the man now.
Because he was super underrated back then. And
Green Lantern.
I mean, dude, if a Jon Stewart Green Lantern movie, people would like.
Hey, Idris, if you're paying attention. Come be Green Lantern, yo. Fix what Ryan Reynolds did.
Who?
Right. No kidding.
Who should do a Green Lantern movie?
I said it. Fuck Idris, bro.
Oh, Idris is Jon Stewart. Yeah, I'm into it. Definitely. Oh fuck, man! I wish you guys had seen Justice League. I got some shit I want to say, but I can't give away anymore. Anyways, we're gonna move on.
We'll do that next week.
Safe words, because last time I was on this show, Safe word. Yo, y'all needed safe words last week, and y'all had safe words last week, but I did not hear a one. And there was a few times where I definitely would have had to throw mine out. Because I watched last week's show.
Give us a review.
What? I mean, hashtag ranch lube. Like,
right.
I was like, I'll never use either of those two things ever again. Like,
here's
you guys have ruined them forever.
Oh fuck! I forgot.
Seeing it in writing doesn't make it any better.
Well, this was also from last year. This was probably my favorite.
Meatballs. Oh fuck. Maybe. So I made my kids pasta with meatballs. I never buy meatballs. I never buy meatballs, and I think that maybe that might have had something to do with my purchase of meatballs this week. They were like, "Daddy, what's going on?"
Yeah, meatballs.
Never make meatballs. I'm like, it just felt right.
My fault, bro. That's funny.
Oh wow.
All right, let's get these safe words out of the way.
I'm going with ranch lube as my safe word. I'm just gonna go ahead and force up the stadium. Yo, it looked like it all one word in that hashtag.
You remember they were handing out those flavor condoms back in like the early 2000s? I don't even know if they still make them anymore. Because what's a condom, right? But like, you remember like you get like the banana one? I'm like, yo, who want to suck this dick tasting like banana? Like, who want to suck some ranch dick?
Fake banana flavor is that shit is whack anyways.
Like, I mean, whoever sucked a dick with a condom on anyway? I'm just saying, I don't know nobody.
Sex workers.
I never have, so I can't.
Right. I mean, I know Marcus has never sucked a dick with a condom on. Shit. Like, I'm just saying, like, but who the fuck? Like, also, like, see, there you go. There's another who's never sucked a dick with a condom on. I like you, lady.
She's pointing to the gay chicken.
Pointing to gay chicken.
Like, what about like ranch sex though? Like, just never mind. I'm going a totally different route. We'll talk about.
But yeah, no, it was. I enjoyed last week's episode. I love Bo. I love Una. And
who?
Yeah,
Avalon?
Avalon?
Yes.
Una.
Oh. Anyhow.
That's what I said. I said what I said.
Ranch lube.
I said what I said. I didn't want to just be like unicorn because I could be like unicorn, but like you know,
that's what we should use the day of safe.
Tomato.
Unicorn was.
You know, shout out to her. I was telling Marcus during the pre-show, I almost got a bottle of Tococtin Creek for tonight, but the bottle that they had was just Tococtin. Fuck. I blame 1-8 Distillery.
All right, Val, what's your safe word?
I'm gonna say quirky.
Quirky?
I'm drinking this quirk shit.
No, Val's about to get quirky up in this joint.
And my friend James.
What's my room right now? Lotion.
Okay. Put the bottle in the lotion.
What? Put the what in the what?
No,
he said put the bottle. He said put the bottle in the lotion. What?
What'd you say?
I blame Endo.
Wow.
Put the bottle in the lotion. I'm gonna put that on. We need to get that on a t-shirt.
Put the bottle in the
lotion. We are currently
concussed.
That's Marcus's new slogan. Put the bottle in the lotion.
I got it.
Put the bottle in the lotion.
Yeah, just put it up there. You gotta leave it up there for a second though. You gotta
put it on the vision board. Put it on the vision board.
That is still going in my dream journal tonight. Like,
dear diary.
Dear diary.
Dear Marcus.
It puts the bottle in the lotion.
Hey, Marcus said one of the weirdest things I've ever heard.
Oh man.
The bottle in the lotion, and I don't know what to do with it.
It's magic, y'all.
It's magic.
You can lightning in a bottle. Lightning in a bottle. So yeah, also wait, Jamie, yours all right, lotion. Got you.
Yeah, that's where it just came from.
Yeah, we got it. Who else is
oh, we suck right now.
What you got, Marcus?
I'm gonna do fucktail.
Fucktail?
Yeah, like the cocktail.
That's a word.
His cocktail he made.
Oh yeah, the judges say they'll allow it.
Thank you guys, I appreciate that.
Wait, Michael Harrison wants to know why we have the same safe word. I don't.
Cool Ranch.
I said ranch lube.
Maybe he's being lube, ranch, lotion.
You'll never find.
Anyways,
so while we're
I love
also
how my coworker who relieves me every on Sundays. This is the second time. Last week he did it too. Texting me, knowing I'm in the middle of the show, asking me questions about the ships.
Oh, that's fun.
He's like, "Oh, do you remember working in a calamari at 4:59?"
What the fuck?
No, that wasn't me. That was our manager.
Yeah. So also on the show we have friends. We have Caroline Phillips from the National Cannabis Festival. Old school
Co-host.
DC co-host. My relief, my stunt double when I first started doing it and when I couldn't do it. Caroline came in and rocked it.
I went from one stream to the next from every episode between the two of you.
That's what we should have done. We should have pulled up a couple of
I thought about
videos.
It. Bill, you busy?
No, I was just going through the notes. Is that okay? I figured I would let y'all talk. I'm usually, I didn't want to dominate the conversation.
Since when would you stop?
And then we from Town Tavern, we have our good friend
Gracie Lee.
Thank you. Yes, and so we're gonna talk.
Special contributor.
Yes. So let's move into that subject conversation.
Yeah, we're what? We're 20 minutes in. We could do this sooner or later. Who we bringing in first?
Gracie.
Because Gracie's got Gracie's at work, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so we don't want to take up too whenever it's convenient with her is really how I feel. Like whenever she's then let's get it on. Let's do it.
All right, let's bring Gracie in. As soon as I can find the button.
What's up, Gracie?
Don't like that. What's up, Gracie?
How are ya?
We're good. We're glad to have you. Please tell the folks a little bit about yourself and what you're up to.
At work now. Hopefully they're cleaning at this point. Luckily, next week we get to stay open until midnight. So yay for that.
Yeah.
Starting tomorrow.
Yeah, starting.
Is that tomorrow?
Yep, for DC.
So that's really good.
Okay.
Making some small moves in the right direction. Hopefully we get enough of restaurant industry vaccinated. I definitely think we should have been vaccinated earlier than this. But
we should have definitely been included in like one of the first tiers, which
absolutely
we were not.
Yeah. Gracie, for anybody who has no idea who you are, where you're from, like if you've never met anybody before and they were like, "What's up? What do you do? What's your thing? What are you telling them?"
I own the Town Tavern. I run the
Sorry, say that one more time without anybody talking over you. Say that one more time.
I love it. I own the Town Tavern. I run this. I've been here for almost 13 years. I am really, really excited about the fact that a female has finally made their way among other females that we know. Very few, but hopefully more in the future. To own businesses in DC, let alone throughout the country.
And
so,
13 years in Adams Morgan is like 26 years elsewhere. I don't even know everywhere else.
In real life.
Yeah.
Like I spent 10 years on that block. Like time is different on that block.
Yeah.
The laws of nature work different on that street for some reason. I don't know. It's crazy.
It's like the Bermuda Triangle.
Yeah. Well, dude, I remember.
Bermuda.
Well, that building, the space that you're in has a lot of history.
Yes, it does.
Like it's like so much, like, you know, y'all have been like you said 13 years, but there was a period in time where there was like a bunch of other places that had like come and gone through that spot. Like that spot's got a lot of mojo.
Immediately before Town Tavern, what was it? I can't remember. What was
Nolan's, I think.
Nolan's, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and I remember when it was Crush. Like, yeah. Like, yeah. Oh, dude, I met one of the loves of my life at Crush, bro. Like, don't hate. Like, it was a mid-20s tragic, but you know, love story. But that fucking Crush was all right. But yeah, so like you're in this, you've been there for a long time, and so that,
and hopefully awesome. A little bit longer. So fingers crossed.
You guys, I mean, obviously dealing with COVID like everyone else.
Yeah.
I mean, more. I guess. Are you more positive than, or are you more optimistic than pessimistic about how things are going to be once we get back again?
In the beginning, it was really hard to be optimistic. I think that's the same for a lot of owners in the city and in the country, and let alone the world. And a lot of folks had to make some really hard calls, hard decisions to close, stay open. How do you best survive? It was really tough for me. The greatest thing for myself personally was to have such a great support system with my restaurant family, and my kids have been amazing. The fact that my kids knew how much more I'd have to sacrifice, not being able to be as much as I'd want to be as a mom, to be around and help them with you know, watching them grow and helping them the best I could. It was just great to have like my 8-year-old say, "Mom, have faith, have faith." And when an 8-year-old tells you that, I mean, you can't do anything but listen.
8-year-olds are super dope like that.
I'm trying to figure out how the fuck everybody got these sweet ass children, and like my son be like, "Dad, fuck out my face." Like, just
he'll grow into it. It's fine.
And he likes me a lot, I promise. But I'll still be like, "You're a dick." Like,
as somebody who hangs out, as someone who has an 8-year-old, like, that's
they
good
say
stuff
that you really need to hear, and you didn't even know it, and it makes you, it gets your butt moving in the right direction.
By the way, here he comes.
I hear him. Here comes Baby
summoned him.
No bedtime in the Roderick house.
I don't do that.
Believe me,
I like slept all damn day last week. Oh, you have nothing to say anymore? I'm just gonna smile at the camera. Say hi to Miss Gracie. You've seen her before. Hi. There's Mr. Bill. There's that guy who's the same size as you. There's Mr. Marcus. There's Valerie. Also,
don't drink Mountain Dew. Don't drink any Mountain Dew as a kid.
Don't drink Mountain Dew. If you want your penis to work and be above 6 feet tall, guys, don't drink Mountain Dew. Unless it's Baja Blast.
I mean, Baja Blast is kind of like a later thing. Like that wasn't always. We didn't grow up with Baja Blast, or at least I didn't grow up with Baja Blast. I'm putting myself.
Isn't that the blue one?
Yeah. Like most popular at Taco Bell. Like if you don't get Baja Blast when you go to Taco Bell, you're not really going to Taco Bell. Like it's just thing. So I feel like Val, you had some questions. You're trying.
Not questions. I mean, like the reason why I asked Gracie to come on with us is because, you know, the uptick of, there's been obviously a lot in the news about the uptick in some Asian hate crimes that was brought to light because of, or maybe brought into more of the media because of the mass shooting in Atlanta at the 3 spa locations in Atlanta. And you know, I love Gracie. She's one of my nearest and dearest, and I respect everything that she says and she does. Most of these things that are popping up, I 100% stole from Gracie. So so this is the thing that that is really, Marcus, if you put it back up for a second, like this is something that really has bothered me, that like people shouldn't have to die to get you to finally start thinking about your allyship. Like why does it have to be like for Black Lives Matter, like we were talking earlier, like why did it have to be these Black men who are being disproportionately killed by law enforcement, and why does it have to be these six Asian women women of Asian descent who were killed for because it's in the media? Why is that all of a sudden why people's allyship is it's I don't know, sometimes I feel I just it bothers me, and while I appreciate like the support, I'm also like, well, where has this been? Like this this uptick in Asian hate crimes has been happening since the beginning of the pandemic. There's been some study that was done that really focused on. It was looking at hashtags that said China virus versus just COVID-19, and how much there was a correlation between Asian or hate language against Asians in those same posts than like just COVID-19. I think it was like 50% for any sort of hashtag, any sort of post or language that had hashtag Chinese virus or China virus versus just COVID-19, which was like 16%.
I mean, and that's the Trump,
also crazy.
The Trump effect. Like he planted
right.
that seed.
So, and not just Trump. I mean, there are a lot of other politicians that touted that narrative. So, as I said, like I wanted Gracie to come on and like, it's not just my perspective there. I mean, I have my own as a Filipino American. But like, I also wanted to get one of my friends.
Gracie, what are your thoughts? Well, how do you?
So obviously, even before the pandemic, this has been a problem, not just for Asians, obviously with Black Lives Matter and all the attacks among different minority groups besides Asians. It's been a long time coming. It's been boiling. It's been, it hasn't been spoken upon as much as it should have been for Asian cultures, and I'm sure Valerie understands this. We come from a community, a culture that is ingrained in being respectful. Keep your head down, do your job, work hard, and what is you will in turn come around. Don't rock the boat. There have been attacks and racist remarks, racist incidences, and it's unfortunate that media is only reporting on it now because of death, because of violent, horrific hate crimes, which they're not even labeling it justly as hate crime.
Right. But the guy just had a bad day.
Right. I had a bad day. That's bullshit. At the end of the day, because of other minority groups having these issues and deaths happening, all of a sudden we're realizing we can no longer be submissive. We can no longer sit back and say nothing, because silence in itself speaks volumes. We need to stand up and do something that's a little bit out of character for a lot of Asians that I know, and say, you know what? Fuck it. Let's fuck it up. We need to join all of our other families, brothers and sisters in different minority groups, and we need to say something needs to goddamn change. And it doesn't have to do that. Unfortunately, that's what's happening. But this is now a conversation that not only does the media have to expose it, but we in our small communities and communities globally need to get together and be like, you know what? If we want our children to live in a better world, we need to fucking do something now.
Yeah, and there's been, I mean, obviously there's always, talk about, the injustices against African Americans, and we see about, when we talk about immigration, There's always talk about discrimination against, you know, Latinos and Muslims, you know, and that type of stuff. But like, yeah, discrimination against Asian immigrants and Asian Americans doesn't really get the same.
Doesn't get highlighted.
It doesn't get highlighted. It takes extreme stuff. It's sad, but I think like on the momentum of the ripple effect of George Floyd being murdered, the door is open and it can't be closed. And so like now is the time to have these uncomfortable conversations. Like there was a rally in support of, you know, protecting, you know, Asian lives and as well as sex work. It was a very intersectional rally where, you know, the focal point was, you know, what happened, you know, on the 16th in Atlanta. But each of the speakers, when they talked, they were like, it's, you know, there is a crossroads and a common bond between the Asian community, the Black community, the Latinx community, the BIPOC community as a whole, you know, and it's that we're all victims of white supremacy, and that we need to, you know, like I was talking like when people try to pull the, well, you know, why am I gonna look out for these people? They don't look out for us, and I'm like, well, that's how they get us.
I'm really glad that you brought that up because there's so many white supremacist, racist assholes that are trying to divide all of us that are minorities and that have been going, and that just is a disservice to what we need to do.
And I mean,
I get it.
Even amongst people of color, like it's a disservice, you know, when you are of a marginalized group and you see something happening to another marginalized group and you don't speak up and you use the, well, they're not there for us excuse, like that again is like how they win. Like I feel like the overwhelming message of the rally that I went to today was the solidarity. Like we all understand now, like I said, the door is open. Like I feel like white supremacy is like walking in on like two old people having sex. Like once you see it, you can't unsee it. And so now the door's open. We gotta address, you know, we gotta address this shit. Like, you know, nothing against old people having sex, but I don't know. That was the least controversial thing I could come up with. An analogy, but you know,
controversial thing you could come up with.
Black Asian solidarity. We have a lot of things that have been happening to us just within this past year. That
I mean, like I'm sure you have stories. I'm sure that you 13 years as a businesswoman owning and running a bar in Adams Morgan. I'm sure you have plenty of stories.
I mean,
not even just about like extreme violence shit, but like just discrimination in general.
Obviously, that has happened to me plenty of times. And I wish I'd spoke up a little bit more about it, but it's very difficult and it's not an excuse to do what I do and to stay on top and to play this man's game and still maintain and not be hated and not be put down. But now I have this door that's opened for me, and now I have a responsibility, which is the only reason Val and I talked. She said, I really would like for you to talk a little bit about this. And I said, it's really hard for me as someone who's very old school and very traditional in some sense to talk about it. But you're absolutely fucking right. I should say something because it means
something else I want to point out is that Gracie does not like being on the camera. Like, even when we did the show at her establishment, she refused to come on camera.
Yeah, you were like, you were all business behind the bar.
And this is how important it is for her and for me.
And I hate to, it's very, to me, in my mind, it makes sense. To do what I do, I want people to respect me based on my work ethic, what I produce, not on how I fucking look.
Yes.
That's a lot of the times why I don't want to be in a picture or to be on a camera. And last week you guys had Avalon on. She had asked me, hey, I want to do this thing for Catoctin Creek. Need your picture. Oh, kind of hesitated.
She hated it. She was like such a pain in the ass. She's like, I don't really want to do it.
Fucking picture. You know, they know me. They know what I do, what I produce. You know, the welcoming atmosphere that I have here. I would like that to speak for itself. But I have a platform, and I'm going to.
Gracie's like, y'all know what I look like.
Same token, like even just today, by me putting out there on my social media my thoughts and all these stories, it really kind of opened the eyes to a few folks who had no idea all of these racist things were happening to Asian people. And someone came in, not in a disrespectful manner, but said, wait, has Gracie actually like had someone be racist to her or treat her less than?
Because you're somebody who, like, you handle yourself in a way where, like, you're not gonna let these motherfuckers see you rattled.
How pissed
like they're never gonna get through the gates with you. Like, you fucking don't. No, you're just
fucking play with that bullshit.
Yeah. So I get it. I'm just
better.
You're still human though. You still, the shit happens, and you're still human.
But that motherfucker will never goddamn see it.
Yeah. Grace, I'm right there with you.
Yes, feel that.
Like,
I'm 50-50 on that. I'm 50-50 on that. You might get political Jamie, politician Jamie. On the other hand, you might get like the full grunt of West Philly out of me.
The micro, because the microaggressions.
It's the microaggressions that get me the most. It's the tone.
With the microaggressions alone, because no one's ever really gonna call you like some crazy shit to your face. But the microaggressions are gonna come like all day long, and it's being able to like handle that shit.
Like those, like, you know, like for like for instance for me.
I real
quick.
quick.
This car.
Hold on. Who's?
Hi, Boo. I mean, lowercase Boo.
The reason why nobody.
I'm like, watch it, Val.
They know what I get.
So like microaggressions, right? So like for Asian, for myself as an Asian, like one of the biggest microaggression is, wow, you speak English really well. Fuck you. Like, I was born in Newark, New Jersey. Like, fuck off, you know? Like,
pause.
No,
kiss my ass. Let me tell you what the biggest microaggressions when you black. You speak so well. Like,
no. Jamie. You're really articulate.
Ooh,
yeah.
The first time I heard it, I thought I had won a fucking Nobel Prize. You know what I'm saying? And didn't realize until way later where I'm like, fuck you mean? Like,
it's fucked up. It's fucked up to say that to anybody. You know, like,
you're so articulate. I thought, man, the first time I was like, man, what? Ooh, what? Fuck the science fair. Somebody just told me I'm articulate. Like, I had no idea, dude. That's just fucking fucked up.
And I'll tell that before. It's just because I'm a really fast learner. And they're just like,
dude, yeah. I mean, the problem is that nobody is a monolith. Right. Everyone always, like, fuck a stereotype. People try to apply like this monolithic fucking thing. Like, all black people are not a monolith. We are not all the same. All Asian people are not a monolith. All women are not a monolith. Like, everybody's like nuanced and different and shit. But at the end of the day, there's the motherfuckers that are decent human beings with common sense, and then there's everybody else. Like, and so I feel like we're at a point right now where it's fucked up that it's taking these it's taking tragedy to fucking bring these things to light. But like, it's good that we're having these conversations, and like, we gotta keep having them.
We should definitely, and I'm really grateful that you guys have this platform for people to talk about it. That's amazing. And then for me, like, this was really hard because I definitely don't rocking the boat, but you know, it's time to speak up. And for me, like to have folks come in here being surprised that I've ever had racist things happen to me kind of blew my mind. I was like, really? Like, what makes you think that that couldn't have happened? During all of COVID, I've had multiple people that I've had to kick out, and because they want to talk to me because you Chinese fuck, you're the reason why this shit is happening.
What?
You know, this happens to me all the time when I go to a store. Or the fact that me and my sibling, my sister, she's a very fierce woman and I love her to death. She will protect you no matter what. If you are wrong, you're going to get that woman in your face. And probably the reason why she's not allowed to Target anymore. But
I'll drink to that.
For them while they were checking out with their children. And they were like, get the fuck out of this line. The reason we have to stand here like this is because of you.
Are you kidding me?
Ooh, that's a good time to go in somebody's mouth.
You and your racist ass to back the fuck up. 6 feet. Wear your mask. Back up. I'm giving you a chance. Back up. And it didn't happen. So, you know, some things happened. And now we can't go to Target.
Allegedly.
So now
we love the word allegedly on this show.
Right.
I'm real petty, and as a big black dude, I cause a lot of fear when my voice gets a little bit higher, especially when you raise the octaves. You know what I mean?
When you have a deep voice, but then all of a sudden you go like 3 octaves up, you know some shit's about to go down.
Look, if somebody says something to me like that, I'm like, all right, cool. I'd have knocked the whole fucking cart over.
But you know, so like, you know, but
it's funny to talk about later, but it's also one of those situations where it's like, yo, who the fuck are you? Actually, my dad says this: who the fuck do you think you are to come out here and say what you just said to me? Like seriously, who the fuck are you? You ain't Dr. Fauci. You ain't solved a goddamn crime or a fucking riddle. You ain't read a book, and you think you have a really weird stream of what you think the First Amendment really is.
But you know what though,
Jamie, you learn to watch your fucking mouth, and that's what people need to understand. You can't just do shit to people and expect there's no reaction. Boo, give me a second.
Yeah.
Every time one of those people do something on TV or whatever like that, like snatch a phone out of somebody's hand, and they get punched in the fucking face, they always have the same reaction. I can't believe that happened. You say some silly shit to a grown-ass fucking adult, you have to deal with grown-ass adult fucking problems. Not saying we're all willing to go to jail, but what I'm saying is fuck them and fuck that guy and fuck everything they think they're doing.
I'm not arguing with any of that. I was just going to comment that, like, while, yes, Jamie and I stand an exponentially higher chance of being gunned down by the police for blinking than anybody else on the panel, we are at somewhat of an advantage because we live in an urban area. We are large black men with a lot of bass in our voice, and so you got to be feeling extra froggy to come at us. But like Gracie and Val, you know, being, you know, like being women and being of a smaller stature, like y'all are getting a whole different kind of energy.
Yeah.
You know, and the fact that
there's actually some reports and studies about the fact that, you know, in addition to there being this increase in Asian hate crimes, there's also been an exponential increase in discrimination and hate crimes directed towards Asian women.
Well, yeah, because there's a whole fetish, fetishization.
I don't know if I said it right.
Fuck.
Fetishization.
Fetishism.
To fetishize. Fuck.
Just say what you're gonna say.
Continue.
Just, you know, like treating the objectification of Asian women.
Yeah.
There's a whole thing where this dude that shot all these people, you know, his bad day wasn't about racism, it was about his sex addiction.
Can we get the fuck off that?
Your fetishization.
Can I tell you how much that actually pissed me off? Because honestly speaking, look.
Well, my point is I can't say the words. Before I lose my train of thought, Jamie, real quick. While I can't seem to say the word, you can't separate the two. Right. One of the common threads of the rally that I was at and the speakers were talking like was that you, in this situation, the racism and the objectification of these women as sex objects or whatever. They cannot be separated. It is all one. You can't unmix the cheese and the fucking macaroni, bro. Like once you mix all that shit up, like that's just how the fuck that shit is. Like
you can't unpickle the cucumber.
No.
Shut up, Marcus.
And so I'm gonna stop talking and let Val and Gracie.
But I mean,
so again, to what I was saying, you know, there's this report that was done by NBC News. They cited that there's research released by a forum, Stop AAPI Hate, that revealed that there were 3,800 incidents that were reported over the course of roughly the past year during the pandemic. And there was a 68% rate of women being harassed or assaulted versus 29% of Asian males. So there's definitely there's an intersection, an intersectional dynamic that's going on with this issue. And I agree, I think like it goes back to what Gracie was saying about like I think, and I'm not trying to lump all the Asian cultures in one thing, because like there are so many different nuances between the different, nationalities and whatever, but like there is a commonality among Asians to be more, sort of
fetishized by like,
yes, fetishized, but also to be not subservient, but like quiet, to take it, to like be,
it's a stereotype.
Shut up.
It's the trope.
It is the trope, but it is also part of the culture. Like it is ingrained in our culture to just suck it up, be quiet, smile and nod, and and just like move on with your day, not make any waves, not rock the boat, like what Gracie was saying. And so I think it feeds into this narrative or this perception that like Asians, and particularly Asian women, this stereotype of like being, easily dominated and taken advantage of and what have you, and it's shit, and I think part of it is that what Gracie was saying earlier to what she was saying is that like we haven't been as very vocal because we've learned to be quiet and just shut up and take it.
So I have a question for you and Gracie. Both having Asian moms, where like when you talking about the passive aspect of it, how do you feel? Where's the line between that and like you have the tiger mom, stereotype?
That's within your family, like the tiger mom, like, right? But I
am a tiger mom. My mom is a tiger mom. She will fuck stuff up, and I'm very lucky to have a woman like that in my life, and I will do that tenfold.
I just think it's a really interesting contrast, because for a long time I felt like I grew up with the understanding the stereotype was more about the passive end of the spectrum. But then I guess maybe it wasn't until I became a parent that I became aware of the whole tiger mom phenomenon. Like I remember like that was like a thing that got sort of popularized for a moment, like in the early 2000s or whatever. But like,
yeah. I mean,
Asian moms are fierce. Like they will fight. They will fight for their children.
And you come at our children the wrong way, you dead.
Yeah, that's a lot of. But see, that's some black mom. That's some brown mom energy. Like that's my
kid energy.
Like, but, dude, honestly, Gracie, when you started talking, I got a little tense. Like just even this.
So everybody knows about Gracie's finger.
Out of control.
When
right?
Gracie's
as
finger comes out,
I'm a tiger mom. I clenched up. I was like, oh shit.
It's done. Yeah, I'm coming for you. But
so really side note, when
having, and I'm not going to say whom, but there's certain folks that felt that they had a power dynamic over me and over every restaurant in the city. There's certain official groups. They come in there and they roll in. They want to throw things around. But when they see me, it's much worse for me. It's much harder. I never say anything because I think it'll give me a harder time. So I don't tell.
Oh, I say big shit. I say big shit. And I'll tell you why I say big shit. You have a laminate, bitch. And I'm fucking working. I'm sorry. Like, why are you coming in here on a Saturday night at 1 o'clock in the morning asking about my trash records from like June 2017? Go fuck yourself. And also, don't get loud with me either, because
no, bro. It's like at 11:30.
Real fast.
It's at 11:30 on a Saturday, right when you're just getting started.
I will make you sit down and wait. And if I can't find this shit, guess what? You still got to come back. Somebody else gonna find it. I'm sorry.
It's not at 1. It's actually no one on a Saturday. That does sound about right.
That sounds about right. In the middle of the
12:30.
You just decided to catch me trying to fuck up. Whatever. Fuck them.
12:30, 1 o'clock.
But honestly,
except for the African American lady, I'm probably going to end up seeing in May. Miss, I love you. You were the best. I'm going to bring Jamie again because I really hate going to that fucking office.
What were you, Gracie? What were you saying?
I'm not saying I don't say anything to them because that's not a fucking problem. It's that I don't tell anyone else about it.
Yeah.
Have these racist interactions where it's tougher for me. I know that it's going to come down on me harder. The fact that my staff comes up, is like, hey, they're looking for the owner. I come outside. It's like, hi, I'm Gracie. I'm the owner. How can I help you? And they look at me and they look up and down. They inspect me and they said, give me the fucking actual owner.
Wow. You've been in 13 fucking years. There's no more fucking than that.
Yeah, but see, it's not the same.
You're looking for Jesus?
How can I goddamn help you? And then all of a sudden, it's a whole different dynamic.
Yeah, Gracie, you know what's fucked up? Gracie, you know what's fucked up is that like I used to work next door. I used to work at Asylum, and a bar that was a couple doors down from us. The owner had a GM who was a very fiery, badass Asian woman who kept motherfuckers in line. Love her or hate her, she was about business. She is part of the reason why that place is still, when shit reopens, that place will still be going. She's not even there anymore. But because of the time that she put in over the 10 years that I was on that block, like, she kept that dude afloat. And like, I could totally fucking see what the fuck you're talking about, because he used her as a shield.
Right.
Like, he used her as a shield. Like, he only dealt with when he wanted to, and he did it on his terms because he was a white dude with a bunch of money, that could fucking play the game and pay the right people and he partied with the right people, which in old school DC, like made a huge fucking difference. Like, those people would come to his place and you would give them special treatment, whatever. So like he had that whole system set up, and so when you sit here and tell me that you come out here and they're like, we want to speak to the real owner, like I just felt that in my fucking gut. Like I can't even imagine how fucking angry.
Oh yeah.
How
not fucking for real, I'd have been pissed.
Like that's some throat punch ass fucking energy right there. Like for real.
I'm hugging myself in this moment. Like I know you can't see it because I'm too wide for this shit. But like dead ass, like rubbing my stomach, like yo, I would have probably acted the fuck up. Like,
hey,
I gotta go. I have a favor I need to manage. I apologize.
Is that Jamie signing off? Did he actually say that? He didn't just. All right, hey Jamie, love you, bro. You handle your business. I just want to
stop making fun of me. Fuck y'all. Hey yo, Gracie, where your husband at?
Huh?
No,
thank you.
Oh no.
Yes.
Bye, Jamie.
Oh shit. He hit the eject button.
Gracie, I love you. Thank you so much for coming on the show. You know how much I love you and we love you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we really do appreciate you. We look forward to coming back and doing our show in your lounge.
All right, bye guys.
And maybe next time you'll actually be a guest on our show.
Okay.
She's like, nah, it's not happening. Yo, thank you, Gracie. Love you.
Love you, Gracie. Thank you so much.
All right, so I'm going to take this time to do our call to action. We really, really, really appreciate y'all being here. Please like us, love us, share us on all of your favorite streaming platforms, on Facebook and Instagram, the District of Misfits Show, on Twitter at DC Misfits, YouTube. We have a channel. Please subscribe and watch all of our videos, not just the ones that we do, but we also are putting out other people's brilliant content as well. The District of Misfits Show on Twitch, District of Misfits. And please go to crushingdc.com and purchase some of our wares if you would like to support us. We have a bunch of new stuff coming out in the spring. I'm very, very excited. We're going to do a little lookbook thing, probably something or other to get it all out there. Boris, I'm gonna read your thing in a moment. But has anyone messaged Caroline?
Yes, she's ready to go.
Excellent.
Let's go ahead and bring Caroline in.
We're gonna bring Caroline in. Oh, so I like. No offense to Jamie, but I kind of like this balance where it's like, okay, I was worried that we were gonna have like 7 people on at one point. This is easy breezy.
All right, let's bring Miss Caroline Phillips in, one of our favorite people and awesome friends.
The force behind the National Cannabis Festival, Caroline Phillips. Get it, girl. Welcome to the show.
Hi, friends. How are you?
Hi, my love.
I'm excited to be here.
Yes.
Glad to have you.
Excited for you to be here.
It's good to have you back. Caroline is a former co-host. Her and Boo would take turns before, the Cannabis Festival took off one year. So I got to spend a summer with her.
In the early days of my co-hosting the DC as Fuck show, when I couldn't do it, Caroline was my stunt double. And I always admired her work. And we only got to be on the show together one time.
That's true.
And I got so fucking high. I remember being in the room with you. We did a show. I remember that.
I remember Jason Santos falling asleep in the corner of a room.
Oh, yeah.
That was every show. That was every show.
Standard operating procedures. Somebody was passing out in the corner or under something. That was
a great show. It was just a disaster.
Yeah.
I was really serious about the rules, though. I was like, I have to go. I'm gonna have to drink and smoke weed for like hours with these people. I'm good. And happy birthday, Boo. I'm glad that you're smoking. I've been waiting to smoke this.
You're my inspiration. Oh, I thought you lit that up at 10.
I pre-gamed.
I thought you lit. Okay.
So
that's the second one.
Smoking.
Well, yeah, no, I pre-gamed and then I stopped by the refrigerator where I had a quarter chunk of this flourless chocolate cake I made earlier, which is actually an excuse for butter. And then I had some garlic green beans, so I think I have green beans in my teeth. And now I'm down here drinking tea and about to smoke another joint. So I feel like a little bit sick from the sugar and the garlic, but here we are.
Oh, yeah. Eating too much garlic. Have you ever eaten too much garlic?
You could only expect so much from me this
it's this weird body buzz and you smell like garlic too, like you become garlic.
That and like pound of sugar. Oh. Yeah, I feel kind of gross, but I'm happy to see you guys.
Yeah,
hopefully I can kind of flush this out over the next hour or so. I need some more water. Oh, we'll figure it out.
Well, we'll have a little video break where you can run away and grab a beverage. But yeah, so we, without getting like too down about shit, because we're a year and some change into things. And when I posted about having you on here, I wanted, we're talking about what could have been, what is, and what will be. Tell everybody what your spiel is. If no one ever met you before, if you were at a party, if you had a function and you had to somebody's like, oh, so what's your deal? Like, what would you say to them? What would you tell them?
Well, I'm the founder of the National Cannabis Festival. And I like to say that the National Cannabis Festival is an event that lives at the intersection of advocacy and the cannabis industry. We pride ourselves on really being a platform for the nonprofit advocacy groups that do the work to make legalization a reality for us. So there's a website you can visit, right? nationalcannabisfestival.com. Right there. And, you know, I think that over 5 years, we've become a reflection, for better or for worse, on what current cannabis policies are in our city. And, you know, I think that we show some of the challenges, but we show so much of the potential. And I'm really proud of that.
I would definitely concur with you.
That's
like
not
when you talk,
but close.
when you talk about potential,
you said advocacy.
Yeah, sure.
when you talk about potential, like I remember,
There we go. It would be cool if we had the festival at the White House, though. We should talk to them about that.
Dude, just to have it on the mall. Fuck the White House.
Yeah.
It would make
Fuck
up for
the
that
White
whole
House.
hiring of 5 people thing. It's like just the South Lawn would
Right.
be like,
Well, dude, why was that not on the docket? That's why we have you here, though. That's why we have you here, Caroline, because you're going to bring up the shit that's like relevant and current. Yo, Biden administration and Democrats as a whole, if y'all want to fucking crush these fucking red Bamas in 2022 and in 2024, y'all need to get some green in your fucking lives. And even if you don't smoke it, you need to get really, really, really fucking right with the people that do. Great. That's your key to fucking victory. The one thing, like they talk about, like there's this apparently online, there's a beef between millennials and Gen Z. And then like every once in a while, Gen X kind of gets dragged into it. You know what fucking bridges that divide? Cannabis.
Mm-hmm.
Cannabis. All three gens. Shut the fuck up about Gen this and Gen. Shut the fuck up. Smoke some fucking weed. Take your dabs if that's how you fucking get down. You silly, crazy ass 21st century
whatever
ass fucking
takes, yeah.
Zoom. Whatever it takes. Your edibles, whatever. Just but cut all this fucking shit out. Like again, another tool of how white supremacy tries to fucking divide us is this whole generational fucking situation. So you didn't get a chance. So, okay, little backstory. Again, Caroline's been on the show as a co-host. Before the world went to shit, Marcus and Val and I went out to help Caroline put together VIP boxes, gift bags, or what have you for what would have been the fifth annual Cannabis Festival, National Cannabis Festival. With Redman and fucking Method Man.
Yep.
Or Method Man and Redman.
So excited.
I mean, that bill right there, just hold that graphic for a minute. I'm not even going to say, I love, dude, antibiotics. Are you fucking kidding me? Like,
it'll be fun when it happens.
Man, it will be brilliant. It will be fan-fucking-tastic. So, like, we helped put those things together, and then tell us about when you first found out that like you were gonna have to just pull the plug. Walk us through it.
Started the conversation, like we really started the conversation with Events DC in February because we were looking at the news and it was like our festival's in April. Like, what is this that's really happening? There was just so little information at the time. By the end of February, though, we'd kind of said like we have to say something, even though it seems like the city is still doing this kind of by 2-week thing. They were shutting things down in 2-week increments. It was like, we're extending this till March 30th. Well, I think we officially announced our postponement on the 17th. And we really had to sort of insist to be able to go that early, not because anyone was trying to conceal or hide anything, just because the city was still trying to figure out what the hell is going on.
Right.
So we knew that if we waited past the 17th, people would be making travel plans. Our exhibitors who are small business owners might be printing items for the festival. And we hoped that people were watching the news and weren't doing that. But, you just never know. Like, really, no one knew what was going on. So I think that we had been planning towards it, and I really approached it like a project. There were like a list of people that needed to understand what was happening, and they were going to have a lot of questions. It involved like a full website turnaround. It involved contacting every single layer of people, from the people that speak at our summit to all of the education pavilion speakers at the festival, the exhibitors, the advocacy groups, the artists.
Yeah, because it's not just like you do a thing with a bunch of bands one day.
It is
There's like
the
a
food
whole.
trucks, it's the people that set up the fences, the toilets, the stage people, the grips, the stage hands, like everybody. So it's like setting up these layers and figuring out what order to break the news in, and like how and when, and have we gotten sign off on the language? Are we saying the right thing? So it was an adventure, and it was kind of cute to think back that at the time we thought this would blow over by the summer and we'd be planning for the fall.
Right.
Right.
I'm officially like an expert on large event postponement. I like to say that sounds stupid, but if somehow I can market that, I should save that for the next pandemic. Just kidding.
Yo,
There won't
copyright
be
that
another
shit.
one.
Trademark
I've done it
something.
3 times now. So like I think that crisis communications has become one of my skills in the past year.
And I mean, having gone to a few events, I feel like I've been to at least 3 of the last 4. You guys have had to deal with crazy ass weather. I mean, there was the year I was there as a vendor, and the rain.
2017, it rained sideways.
2017, I know, because I stayed up all night long printing t-shirts, and then I got there with my partner and set up, and then went and tried to sleep in my car, but we were under the bridge and the train kept going by, so that shit was like, and there was a line.
It was so ridiculous.
It was the first year.
Pouring rain.
Am I crazy? Was that the first year that there was like the line?
So in year 1, there was also the line, but at like 12:01, it stopped raining. So then it was fine. Year 2, it like started raining like 30 minutes before, just like poured rain all day. Then we've been lucky for 2018 and 19. And both of those years, we started to have the problem where, like, God bless our fans, and like, I appreciate it, but my budget wasn't exactly set up for security to be out there at like 6 or 7 a.m. But we've had to start preparing our gate because people come out there and camp out at like 8 a.m.
They drive
first in line.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a whole thing. They will come, and because you can bring chairs in, they'll set up their chair to be like.
It's almost it's Caroline. It's got a lot of like, I don't know if you ever. I never went to see the Grateful Dead when they played at RFK. But it's got that same energy, that parking lot energy.
It has like the fish parking lot energy. Yeah, it's like funny. People come. So I do make a point of going out and saying hi, just like as a member of festival staff, like waving at and snapping a photo of the people who are at the gate first. And there's always like a group. But in the past or the last 2 years we had the event, this wasn't just like a group of, there are like 16 people out front at 8 a.m. This was like the whole like bike racked area, hundreds of feet back, was full. And I was like, and I just remember in 2019, it was pretty warm out. So it was like, okay, we have to have medical at the gate now, and they have to have water for these people because it's always that first kind of warm day of the year and someone's going to fall out if they don't have enough water around. But, yeah, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's awesome. Like, and part of me, like, one of my favorite things about it is I always love watching the neighborhood watch the show. Like when the neighbors fucking set up their chairs on their stoops and shit, like that shit is everything to me.
This year was this year, God, 2019 was extra great because Ludacris actually was like having conversations with people who are on their front porches.
Oh, that's what's up. Yeah. Yeah. Like the first year that I pulled up, I was like, oh, I bet they're loving this, dude. Because there used to be a point in time, if you lived in that neighborhood, between football games, soccer games, all the concerts that used to happen at RFK, like that neighborhood, like that was some good like sidewalk voyeur candy, better than TV ass shit, dude. Grateful Dead shows, HF festivals, you know what I mean? Like, just And so I was like, I remember the first time pulling up in there, just being like, oh, I bet these motherfuckers love this shit, dude. And every year it just gets better and better.
And we have such a good crowd. Like they're really respectful of the neighbors. It's not like
it really is.
It's not like an event with heavy. like drinking where you might have people kind of walking out drunk and acting.
You don't stand in a line that fucking long just to come in somewhere and act like an asshole.
Yeah. The funniest thing, and it's not a complaint, we've started planning for it, and I'm not trying to encourage this, but we never have to go through the neighborhood to remove our signs after the event. Because we have directional signage, people take it home because of the way it's worded. They want to have something that says, like, we'd like you to walk this way on their wall.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
So that works out well. But
shout out to the DC Armory. This is very same energy, man. Same energy. If you ever went to a fucking rave or a party at the DC Armory in that crazy ass fucking bunker, dude, like it's some shit, man. And like
it's a special building.
It's that whole area. That's hallowed ground. RFK, the parking lot, Armory, that whole area, dude. Like that shit is, a lot of people have memories. Like their first this, their last that, the day.
And that's like my neighborhood too. So like I literally walked from my condo over to the Events DC office back when it was at RFK Stadium in 2015 and hand delivered my handwritten application the first time I went to like rent the festival grounds.
I mean, I remember
it was great though, because I was talking to my neighbors about permission to do the event.
That's awesome. That's brilliant. Dude, Tibetan Freedom concert.
Mm-hmm.
I was there when that girl got struck by lightning.
Wow. I wasn't remembering that. I think I went there after going to like Rehoboth Beach for senior week, my senior year in high school or something like that. And we came back and the Tibetan Freedom concert was happening.
Like it was 2 days. It was 2 days and she got struck on the first day. It was like Michael Stipe and like Radiohead was on and Michael Stipe, I think, came on or something. And yeah, it was like, boom, she got hit and like people running and screaming. It was crazy. But the next day was like the Beastie Boys.
I was there for that day.
They just wrecked it. You know what I'm saying? Like that. The second Warped Tour. The first Warped Tour, when they came through DC, they were at the ballroom. But the second year was RFK.
And I remember going down. Was it still Capitol Ballroom or was it Nation at the time? I remember going down to see the Roots open for a Tribe Called Quest.
Brian Freed, I want to park next to you at the movie.
Caroline, someone has a question.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have a hippie van. Why obstruct others' view for the movie? I guess it depends. Like, how is your hippie van like minivan size?
You have a full van? You got like 70s like wizard
Scooby van. So it's
wizard riding a unicorn on the side size van.
With like
here's the deal for the movie. I appreciate the question because NCF is having a drive-in movie experience at RFK Stadium on April the 17th. It is vehicle required because that's where we are with events in DC right now. They don't want folks like just wandering around and exchanging breath and stuff like that. So RFK Events DC says they want people to come in their regular size vehicles, not your uncle's crazy RV, because they don't want people obstructing each other's views. So, I would say if the van that you're trying to come in is bigger than the average minivan, I want to be aware of that. They may ask you to park farther back.
I feel like that's kind of a natural thing where like if you have a taller vehicle, you would be put in the back. Because if I have a vehicle where if it's tall enough and I could get up on the roof of that bitch, then I'm okay with you putting me in the back because I'm gonna do that. How is that coming along? Yeah,
the drive-in.
Yeah. Like I mean,
it's
you just
coming along really well. I mean,
you just announced it.
Yeah. The response has been great. I think the funniest thing to me, and maybe it makes sense, but like, we have double header tickets. And I was like, we're going to do that because I feel like with a drive-in, you're supposed to offer a double header ticket, right?
Yeah.
It would be like wrong not to. But I was like, yeah, who the hell is going to want to? I mean, these which are almost gone, and I'm like, really? You're going to commit to like 5 hours in the car?
So many people are not going to make it through the second movie.
No.
So many people are going to be knocked.
There's enough space between parking spaces. You got like a 20 by 15 foot space, so it's designed so you can leave when you need to.
There's going to be people passed the fuck out by the second movie. But you know what? I love it. I'm down. I'm into it. I haven't bought tickets yet, but I want to go.
We're going to have car hops, bringing people food, like windows behind their vehicle.
I have a Honda Element with a tailgate, and I just feel like I need to use it.
Right. And if you have that set up in your car, so they want people to stay in the vehicles. But if you have a pickup truck and your friends are sitting in the bed of the pickup truck, that counts as in the car. If you have a car where you can open up the tail without obstructing the view of the people behind you. So if it like flips up vertically, people behind you can't see it, that doesn't work. If it like had gates that flapped open or something, that does work. You could lie in the back of it. We're gonna have CBD popcorn. We're gonna have CBD mocktails. Car hops are gonna deliver food to your vehicles. There is no waiting in line. I would advise people get there early. So the lots open an hour early. We have DJ Footwork. Birdland Records is bringing him in. We're going to have, so he'll be doing visuals on this 40-foot screen. We're going to have all kinds of fun shit going on. Music videos. So it's going to be like a party for the first hour to give people a chance to order food. So get there early, order your food. It'll be brought to your car.
Can people bring outside food?
We're not stopping people from bringing anything from the outside. We just ask that you don't bring in booze because, drinking is a shitty idea.
Keep it PG-13, y'all. Well,
exactly.
Keep it W.
Well, I hope that this is the beginning. And
no, you have to observe DC weed laws.
Oh,
you have to observe DC cannabis laws.
The same way we do at National Cannabis Festival. We're not telling anybody to do anything that's not legal to do in DC.
That's right.
And so the same rules apply at the drive-in movie experience.
Wait, so what movies again? Remind me, what movies are
we are doing How High because, of course, Method Man and Redman, and then The Big Lebowski because, well...
In that order?
Dude. Yeah. How High is at 8 p.m., and then Big Lebowski is at 11 p.m.
Yo.
I love both those movies.
I love both of those movies, but there's so many people that are not going to make it through.
Oh, I'm going to be so amused to see who actually makes it to the 11 p.m. show. I have a feeling that we're going to have sold like out of the tickets.
How long of an intermission are we talking between the movies, too?
It's 1 hour.
Oh, fucking
So what happens if people just like fall asleep in their cars?
As long as, once the second movie ends, we'll have to politely wake them up and encourage them to get their act together.
Bring a designated driver, y'all.
Grab some pizza before you go. Let us know what you need.
You need to get Red Bull to sponsor.
Yeah.
During the intermission, everyone gets a free Red Bull.
I wanted to get Blunt Effects, that car spray, to sponsor, but
oh, I like that.
They'll just be perfect.
You need 5 hour energy to come through during the intermission, and
I know, or I'll just go from car to car.
5 hour per car.
Wake people up at the end. That would be polite. We'll sell that as a ticket upgrade. If you would like, at the end of the show, you can go around car to car with an air horn and wake up your fellow patrons.
Dude, I think you're creating jobs. I think there's somebody out there that wants to do that, and if you're willing to pay them,
love to do that.
A fair wage. I don't see any reason why not.
It's gonna be. We're looking forward to it though.
Catch me on the right day. I'll do that. Fuck the movie, man.
Coming out, right?
Oh yes, yes,
for sure.
Yes.
Saturday. I feel like you should come out together and do a special dashboard mini episode of the show and play the
so we actually talked about that, and it's really awesome that this is happening organically now. And I think one of us
rent a minivan.
Why we got boosted?
No, we rent a fucking full. We get one of those European style U-Haul vans.
It'll be too tall,
but it has to be
yeah.
Well, here's my theory: is that we park towards the back, and we park in reverse, so that the back side is open and facing the movie.
I like. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah.
My hope is that by midsummer, assuming there's not another spike, but then like the next phase of drive-in movies in DC will allow more of a tailgate setup where it's like stay in your space, but you're allowed to bring like
Stay in your bubble.
Dude, there's definitely
a chair to sit outside your vehicle.
I'm so torn because I want to believe, like, I'm so torn because I know there's going to be another spike, but I still want to remain optimistic. Like, look, today was 65 degrees in DC, and I drove through Thomas Circle, and I didn't get that social distancing energy. Nobody was wearing a mask. Everybody was just lounged out like all over.
Well, and now people are doing this VW microbus, he said.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like that's small enough. That's smaller than...
Will the roof support my big ass is the question.
No, I like the idea. I like the idea of a pickup because we can put.
I think a pickup is like the way to go.
Marcus, I think you're right. Marcus, I think you're right.
We like park backwards.
We'll go get a U-Haul pickup truck, or we get a U-Haul pickup truck. So
we get a Ford F-150,
and then we just fucking
sit in the bend, have it parked backwards, so we can just sit.
We'll do a live show from there, and
we back that thing up.
Back it up.
You know, we get Caroline.
Back that thing up. We get some churros.
I mean, I imagine Caroline's too busy to come on during that dashboard.
I have no idea. I'm not gonna say I don't know what to expect because we have a plan, but we'll see. Like I know what to expect with NCF. I'm gonna be slam busy all day. My phone will be dead by 8 a.m. It will be the most ADD day of the year for me because I get like halfway towards doing something and then I forget what I'm doing and have gotten distracted to do something else, which is someone with ADD is something that happens to me anyway.
Dude, Caroline, you haven't seen Caroline until you've run into her in the middle of everything going on.
I don't remember really
at 4:30. You know what I'm saying? Like, just happened to see her in the crowd and like you were just like, I could see it in your eyes. You've got
Eye of the tiger.
20 fucking million things going on, and you are mentally like an icebreaker in the North Atlantic. Those ships that just crush the fucking frozen. That's what you're doing with the crowd, like just parting the seas, and you could just see it. And I'm just like. And you're just like, hey,
so funny.
And then you're just like, and it's just like, because there's so much, there's so many moving parts. Like it's not just about the one day of the event. You have so many things that involve so many things that are involved with putting it together. There's a community, there's a cohesion, there's a whole network of people and a rapport that I think is lost on a lot of folks when it comes to it. Like they think it's like
just open up an event.
Here's a day where some people are gonna have some bands that we all like, and we can go and smoke weed, and maybe the cops won't arrest us, and there's gonna be some food trucks.
No,
and they don't realize that no, you've spent a bunch of time talking.
You spent your whole year. It is
a full year planning process, and as stoned as I am right now, and for whatever stigma people have around cannabis use, it's a hard event to produce, but it's also really, really fun, and it's really fun to watch it grow.
And as a weed smoker, there is no way that I could do what you do. I'm just not that fucking organized. I am just not that on top of shit. Like you are fucking Olympian in terms of like when people use the term functional this, functional that. Like as a functional weed smoker, you are the motherfucking Michael Phelps of my universe.
You don't have to answer this question
because you do something that I would love to do, but again,
Caroline, you don't have to answer this, but do you smoke the day of the festival?
Not until the headliner goes on stage usually.
There, bam,
See, that's and that's awesome.
Bam. That's a fucking professional.
I'll go to a place where I'm able to do it without trouble, and
never anybody seeing you do it. Yeah.
But I'm not. Yeah.
No, that's what I figured.
To the cops and talking to the fire marshals, and I want to make sure that we're all on the same page.
Professional.
Well, when shit goes down, you got to be able to handle shit.
Yeah,
that's what it comes down to. Like, I mean,
once the doors open, the festival is doing us really.
Yeah,
at that point.
Yeah. Once the gates open, once the people
we're putting out fires for 8 hours.
Now, see, I mean, I used to work for the Redskins, and it was like
you start herding kittens. You start off herding kittens, then you're herding cats.
Right.
Then the cats catch on fire.
You know, I think sometimes about like airline hostesses and hosts.
Oh.
And how their job is actually not about serving drinks. It's actually about keeping you safe, right?
Yo, I gotta keep
that we need the beverage.
Right.
But I was thinking about this and I was like, my whole staff, like everybody on site, we spend all day just trying to keep people from tripping over themselves, basically, and hurting themselves or doing stupid things. Not that people do stupid things, but they do stupid things. And I think that people look at us like, oh, it's a customer service crime like that. But also, like, we're really trying to keep you safe, because when you have that many people together, if things aren't communicated properly,
customer service
aren't placed properly, the medics aren't available properly.
Such a small part.
How much insurance? How much is your insurance for?
It's expensive. You put the word cannabis in there, and they're like, oh. And now, if you want to add the word pandemic insurance, I'm like, it's like crippling. Yeah.
I mean, when I had my bar, like, we were on an 8th floor of a hotel, but we had pool tables. The minute I put pool tables on, it fucking went like that, and I was like, so like everything, like you're saying, cannabis and pandemic, like it. You know, and thousands of people. So
thousands of people. Oh, you want to serve beer? Yep. Are you serving liquor? No. Okay. Well, beer, but still cannabis, right? Oh, okay.
Right.
So yeah, you know, it's not an inexpensive event to produce. I mean, you all know that like festivals and events in general are not inexpensive to produce. But we are really, like, we feel very grateful that we've had the opportunity to do the things that we've had with the festival. You know, we're coming back, but I like to say that at least 2019 was like the jam. At least we've had like that awesome memory to hang on to.
Right.
I'd always said, like, I don't know how we're going to top 2019. I don't know how. And now I don't think it's going to be about topping it. I think it's just going to be about coming back. And
a general appreciation for what it is. It's a reset button for a lot of people on a lot of levels.
And I'm sure it'll be different in so many ways, like ways I can't even imagine right now when it does come back.
What was your favorite part about 2019? The 2019 year?
The best part about 2019 was like how well everything worked that we planned. Like it really like worked well. Like everything worked really well. Was it perfect? No, but it worked like well.
I mean, at that point, you're almost an expert of putting on festivals. Was that your 3rd or 4th year?
This was year 4. I like to think that I don't know that I'm an expert at putting on festivals, but I know that I've gotten really good at scrutinizing my event and like really thinking about how to make it a better event and a better experience for people. And I've learned how to work with people in our community and bring in people that are experts in things that I'm not to help make it better.
I mean,
but yeah.
Well, I imagine that like year after year, you're just like building on your experiences from the years past, right? So you're just like continuing to make it better and build more, create more connections, build on your network.
And like stay deeper in my lane, to be honest. Like I know for sure there are certain things like, I'll give you guys an honest example. This spring, we launched the NCF Cypher. And not my lane. Totally fine, though. In January, when we launched it, we had Toby on my team, who's awesome and amazing, managing the event. And we had all of the artists at the live shows, like hyping these awesome live shows. So we're halfway through this program, the pandemic hits. We're like, okay, pivot it to online. Okay, we're going to do these things online. And that was, that's not really, producing ciphers is not really my lane.
Mm-hmm.
Suddenly we didn't have all of the people, the talent basically, which were people on my team, literally the talent, the DC artists who would come in and physically be present and make those shows awesome, to make them extra awesome. And that was really hard. So I'm like, I'm pretty good at staying in my lane, and I really appreciate having like talented people in our community who come in and make MCF so great, and trying to crank out the last 2 rounds of the cipher and like make it work when I don't really know what I'm doing.
Like there was
how lucky I feel that those people will be there when we come back.
I came across.
Sorry.
Sorry, Bill. Let me get this out real quick.
Yeah.
I came across footage the other day when I was cleaning up some of my old files of the cipher that was at 3 Stars that I recorded. That me and Nick went and recorded for you, and we were eventually going to put it into something more down the road because we were working with you on hoping to do more things. But like I said, the pandemic stopped our collaboration together, because we wanted, and we were going to hopefully be at the festival that year behind the cipher stage and recording all and talking to all the local artists. And
dude, we had big dreams.
We were so excited. we started talking about that. I think
we had such big dreams.
December we started talking about that and having conversations with you in January. Like we had all our equipment, we were ready to go, we were practicing, and it just fucking COVID.
And then COVID.
It was so weird.
Yeah, and it's amazing how you were able to like sort of shift.
I mean, there's such a huge community that has been built around, not even has been built, that's grown.
Yeah, grown's a good choice.
That's grown around this event. Like, I mean, there was I guess it was 2017. There was a pre-show event at I guess the house that like Thievery used to record at. That was my first like real interaction like with you, and like walking in, and like when you first walk in, there's like the surface aspect where you're like, oh shit, there's like joints and little kids everywhere. Yeah. But then all of a sudden you're like, oh wait, shit, there's like legitimate people here that are trying, and this is pre decriminalization, or like we're on the cusp. I
mean, that was like what I thought was so special, and is so special about like our VIP member program, and about those the pre-parties that we would do just for our exhibitors. Like it was like really powerful to see those rooms come together, because you would have people who were exhibiting for the first time, whose brand existed only as like an Instagram page and the fact that they had a table.
God.
In the room with super established brands and licensed dispensary owners, like meeting each other, talking, and just like watching the connections that have come out of this. I think that is like what blows my mind sometimes, is like seeing the way
I get a buzz off of creating an environment for people to come together and do big things. Like I don't necessarily want to be the point man, like the spokesman, but like if I can create a space for the next big thing to happen, because 2 people just happen to fucking like atoms just happen to bounce into each other, and this reaction happens, like, and that's what I got. Like it literally, like in the span, I mean, we were there for like fucking 4 hours, but in the span of the first 45 minutes, it went from like, oh, this party, this free weed, everywhere, to like, oh shit, this is how the decriminalization and eventual legalization of cannabis is going to happen in this city, in this region, in this country. Like it's stuff, because it's not just going on here, it's happening everywhere else. It like so many people. The double-edged sword with weed is that cannabis is that it's so. I want cannabis to become the vernacular too.
Right.
We got to get away from marijuana.
Not cannibal.
Like, I'm glad that marijuana
Not
is
cannibal.
like not cannibal, Marcus.
So Caroline, every time I try to say cannabis, not every time, one out of 5 times, I say cannibal.
That's fantastic because the National Cannibal Festival could
Right. You know what I'm saying? You're just fucking up the cause for everybody. Way to go, Marcus.
That's really funny.
But you know, it's to see that like happening in you know, on the multitude of, I mean, you had people there that were there from a medical aspect, people there from an industrial and commercial aspect, people there from a mental health you know, aspect, and just to see that, you know, the word gets thrown around a lot, but to see that intersectionality of it, you know, and then boom, all of a sudden weed's decriminalized, and you see these dominoes falling in all these other states. And it's actually really ridiculous that the Biden administration would do what they did, firing all these people. When, like, I mean, like,
I'm still trying to, like, I don't think I've gotten the entire story. I kind of just like avoided the news a little bit at the end of the week, but it sounds to me like
Marcus, you want to bing that shit.
5 people were let go, right?
I already know what happened.
Hey, hold up. Before we delve into this tonight, real quick, it's my birthday at midnight in 16 minutes, so we're gonna go late. We're going late. We're gonna go. We ain't got to go a whole lot late, but we're gonna go a little late.
So do you need me to take a video? So
I want to do a real quick. No, I'm gonna do the call to action because I haven't done it in a minute, and I'm gonna do the call to action. Caroline, I hope you will stay on with us for as long as possible. We're not gonna fucking do Boo's Corner where I yell at people about shit, anything.
Well, you know, in Boo's Corner, you don't have to yell at people. You could be a bundle of joy.
Corner can also be like happy birthday, Boo.
Right. Like, you don't have to be gloom and doom all the time on Boo's Corner, Boo.
Fine. If you insist. Anyways.
Just saying, Boo.
Who's a bit what? What? Allegedly.
All right, let's do the call action. Let's go to a short 2 minute. Hold up, a short 2 minute video, so we can all reload. She can get water. You can fill up your cups.
I can go to the bathroom
and all those things. So go ahead and do the call of actions.
So if you're watching on Facebook and Instagram, the District of Misfits,
Facebook.
I'll get you next time, Gadget. On Twitter at DC Misfits. On YouTube, the District of Misfits Show is our channel. Please go check us out. Like and share our videos.
And that's where you can see a lot of Caroline's old DC as fuck videos.
Yo, you can see Caroline in prime form during the DC as fuck days.
We don't need to.
No, you do. Here's the thing.
You were funny as fuck on that
Marcus
show.
is the most ratchet.
Stronger than I am now. So.
But what were you gonna say about me?
Marcus was the most ratchet part of those shows.
Oh, I was horrible.
He's always
so you could never ever be like,
you know, I did that for everybody else's sake because everybody can focus on a disaster.
Caroline, if you ran for president, they're not going to use that against you. They're not going to use that. No, they're not going to be able to use it against you because Marcus is going to be on there and they're going to be like, oh,
way worse.
Like, what? What's that guy?
Who's that white guy?
This fucking guy.
I mean, I figure if I ever ran for public office, I would have to like just do an opening campaign letter that listed my transgressions, like
right away.
You may or may not come across a video of
that could work. That could work.
So it's like, here's the stuff I've done.
Listen,
transparency. That's all people ask.
Listen, you'll get a kick out of this. When I was going through my settlement case with the lawyers and shit, we were having like a round table, and he was just asking me questions about like just whatever. And he's like, "Do you own the DC as fuck show?" And I'm like, everybody's in there like lawyered up and shit. And I'm just like, "Did you watch it to show? Did you actually sit down and watch a whole episode?"
Were people hate watching the DC as fuck show?
I mean, they were. Oh, back in the day, yeah, they hated all of us.
I mean, like they hated
me.
They hate watch the show.
Oh yeah.
Did they spend the 4 hours to like just sit there and just because this is before you could actually interact with the show?
God, it was 4 hours. Some of those shows were fucking.
Can you imagine?
That's why Santos
Can you imagine if you could interact with the old show the way that you can interact with this show?
No.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want that for anybody's soul.
Can you imagine, dude? Oh my god, the weird. Oh, the crazies.
Yeah, so Marcus was sitting in this thing with the lawyers and like all like from the two sides, and someone was like, "So,
DC as fuck show,
dude." No, that show. Here's the thing: the old show is so dysfunctional that there is no way that you could successfully use it as a prosecutor or a defender.
Right?
I'm sorry. It is. If you can't, the show is so completely anarchistic.
My lawyer just started chuckling.
I was gonna say, you could start laughing.
You could glean just as much damning information as you could information to save you. There's just
my lawyer started laughing because he knew we just won.
The show cancels itself out. It really does.
It's a double negative. It's a double negative.
You better don't. That show is you better don't.
You better don't.
You better don't. For real. Oh, fuck. Shit. All right. So Marcus, play some videos.
Yeah, play videos.
Play some videos because I need to tinkle.
All right, hold on one time.
I'm going to be 47 in 11 minutes, and I still use the word tinkle.
We're gonna
deal with that, planet Earth.
So this is from last week's show. It is called Ranch Lube. Ranch Lube.
I think you should just play the clip. I don't think you need to like set it.
I will once you stop talking.
I
think I'm gonna get you the My Little Pony thing so you can stroke at it.
Oh my god, that's even worse. Jesus Christ, that's gonna be so funny.
I don't want to know about that.
Someone's gonna pay so much money for that. Like,
is ranch dressing all over the My Little Pony?
Oh,
everywhere.
I'm ranching it the fuck down.
My ranch, my Little Pony ranch lube.
My Little Pony ranch lube.
1999.
Better than a Care Bear, right? You know what I mean?
Ew.
Ooh, it's gonna be so gross. Jesus Christ. But I'm gonna make 20 grand in a day, so I don't give a fuck.
Like I said, Boo, we have Boo.
Boo.
Shit. I miss Boo.
Oh wow.
They all look alike, is that why?
Wrong one.
Come on.
Jamie, we have the fucking only page ready to go.
OnlyFans page. OnlyFans page is what he's trying to say. We have an OnlyFans page.
You know, we got it. We're just waiting to see if Marcus can actually say it. But I moved past that one real fucking quick. Oh, hey, Amy. Long time no see. Oh, man. Hey, Hairstyle. Hairstyle joined you with the ranch lube.
Yeah, ranch lube.
Oh, you got the next page. I'll post the link.
I like Mike Harrison fucking laying in the cut until someone brings up ranch lube.
Hey, what now? Just my ranch lube?
Right
here, what?
He was laying down, all of a sudden it was like this. He was just like,
ranch lube?
And we broke Jamie.
I respect the commitment to the role, Jamie. I respect that. He's like, we're just gonna keep going. We're just going.
My body hit the ground, and I was like, I need to sit for myself. I can't let that go. I fucking slam, hit the floor. It was just like, I'm here now. This is where I'm at.
That was a good thing. You just called
I
out.
forgot to mute myself.
Yeah, we all did.
Marcus, why didn't you play more videos, more longer videos?
Or longer word?
Not longer, longerer.
Say fetish.
That's what I said. Fetishize. Fetishization. A fetish. Fetishization. Fuck. Why is that so hard? Fuck. Dude, I guarantee you tomorrow. The fetishization. Fetishization. I'll have it down by then.
Fetishize.
Yes,
fetishize?
I know the fucking
Say it. Use your words.
Do it again.
Marcus.
Use your words.
Fetishization. It's wrong. Don't do it.
Fetishize.
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 I'm gonna look up.
Don't fetishize. I mean, like, fetishes are okay, but like, don't impose them on other people. Like, you know,
Fair.
just I like someone with X color hair doesn't mean I need to put that on every person of X color hair that I see.
What in the actual fuck are you talking about?
Whatever, dude. Like, what?
What in the actual fuck are you talking about?
I literally just fetishization, taking something and being like, oh, that's like, oh, I love redheads. Oh, I love red. So like every redhead that you fucking see, you gotta like slut yourself all over. Like you gotta fucking make
I feel you.
Uncomfortable, or like, oh, I love him this way, or I love him that way. You know what I mean? Like fill in the blank. Big, small, tall, short, fucking whatever the fuck, fill in the blank. Like it's okay to like find X attractive, but fetishization is taking that shit and imposing those fucking things on real people in real fucking situations where like you can't have a conversation when a fucking business owner like Gracie can't have a regular ass conversation. And this isn't even like a hypersexual or any kind of extreme context. When someone like Gracie has to deal with Abra, just some fucking middle level, not even mid-level. You're on the fucking street. You're walking the beat. You're going door to fucking door.
Just to fuck with.
You are at the bottom of the Abra totem pole, motherfucker. And you have to go door to door to all these bars, and you come across this place, and the owner and proprietor is an Asian woman. And your immediate response is, I want to talk to the real owner.
I'd smack the shit
out of here with all of that. Are you fucking high? Like, what? So, I don't know what sent me off on that. We were talking about weed in the Cannabis Festival. Caroline, what do you got in store for the future? Like,
hopefully a festival later this year. We'll see though. We're playing it by ear. We'll announce our date this summer. And then, we're also working on some great educational programming this year. We're trying to create a free education platform, and we're also trying to start building resources around like workforce development and job training as an adult use market starts to peek its head over the horizon here in DC.
I want to ask you a question. What are your thoughts about when they talk about decriminalizing weed, when they talk about expanding, even when they have the debate about, commercial medicinal versus recreational, what are your thoughts about, access to the cannabis industry itself by people that have been victims of like the drug wars, people who've been locked up, lost a decade of their lives for selling a joint or a nickel bag or whatever. Like when they talk about legalization and decriminalization, like, do you feel like that's enough, or do you feel like these people should have some sort of like opportunity to get in on the legal aspect of it?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that there can be any good legislation on cannabis legalization unless it has social equity measures in it. So I know that in DC right now, there's a Safe Cannabis Act on the table that Mayor Bowser put forward at the end of 2019. And that has a lot of good stuff in it, a lot of tax money being reinvested in the community. But I don't know that for like me personally, it provides enough protection as to who can get a license. I really want to make sure that for the first, 10 years of this adult use industry in DC, that we really try and focus on folks that have been disproportionately impacted by the war on drugs, folks who come from areas with the lowest performing schools, people who have been convicted for cannabis offenses and other offenses too, because that's just one of the things that brings you into that cycle of incarceration.
Yeah, one of the things that I think about sometimes is that like a stone's throw away from where the festival happens is DC jail.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a ton of people. The irony is like, it's not ironic, because I feel like irony in irony means that there's like an element of humor, maybe,
right.
Sometimes, however dark it may be, but I've just like to think if the laws were just a little bit different, if the laws had been just a little bit different, like just to be at the festival and know that like right on the other side of that fucking circle and the armory or whatever is people that have been locked up for simple possession.
Yeah. I mean,
3 nickel bags as opposed to like,
it's pretty meaningful.
I love that, Marcus.
We are a stone's throw from the Capitol, from the DC jail. To the north of us is a newly gentrified neighborhood of DC. We're attached to this stadium that was once a crown jewel of the city. That
you're right next to a cemetery where like
members of Congress are buried along
presidents and members of Congress.
Yeah. Like a really interesting location.
It's hallowed ground. It's hallowed ground. Like where you guys are, like that shit is hallowed. It's DC culture.
Yeah.
When people talk about
for a second, it is now midnight. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Hey.
Cheers, motherfucker.
Hey, this
Cheers.
This is 47. Happy to be here, y'all. This winter was rough. This winter fucking sucked ass. This winter wasn't going to be the end of me, but it sure as fuck felt like it at times.
But you made it.
But here we are.
You made it.
Here we are.
Another year.
One more time around the sun. Yo, Bordecito. I love you, brother.
So, Caroline, you'll appreciate this. I'm actually drinking. I made a cocktail called the DCS Fucktail. It is Mad Dog and champagne.
You got to share the Mad Dog last, dude. You need that punchline,
like
man.
Okay.
You're delivering it wrong, man. You got to build up to the Mad Dog.
Mad Dog.
Angie, I love you.
That's intense. That's intense.
Yes. And I spiked it a little bit, put a little vodka on this one.
Right. So the way that Marcus presented this drink to us I don't know, was it in pre-production?
Yeah.
Or was it when he was like, it's vodka? It was all dramatic and shit.
No, I didn't say vodka. No.
I don't think he said vodka.
No?
No. I just added the vodka.
It's Prosecco. And wait for it. Mad Dog. And we were like, ah!
Oh, man. I don't know why I haven't came up with this drink earlier. I don't know why it took me 3 years.
We need to do a new bit called Booze Dramatic Reenactment of Mundane Conversations between all of us. Because I could do that all night.
I have a feeling that it would be nothing but Marcus fucking clips.
No. Jamie would give us some gold too, man.
Jamie's given us some really good gold in the past 2 weeks, I would say.
Hey, shout out to Supreme Commander. Thank you, Boris. I forgot, dude. The pandemic got so bad. The lockdown got so bad that I got so depressed that I forgot that I am the lead singer in a punk and hardcore band, a go-go band. Like indie, like, and just I hadn't seen my peoples in so long. I hadn't talked to them in so long that like. And also like driving around was how I would practice like singing, like being in my car, I would sing along to shit. That's how I kept my fucking shit fresh, but not having anywhere to go and not having that thing like got me too. So like it was brutal. Like I never scoffed at anybody that had seasonal depression, but I was always like, yeah, well, I'm depressed all the time, man. So like, come on, dude. Like, but like this past winter was like, it was like a grizzly bear sat on my face and farted. It was awful. This is fucking just terrible.
And then farted and then like shadowed.
It farted and some of it got in my mouth, and I was just like, oh, why? Like, this is so brutal.
That's gross.
So it's amazing. Some sunlight. I went on a walk. Well, like me and the kids and Sarah, we went on like Bladensburg, fucking aquatic gardens, like
so pretty.
It is really pretty. It is really pretty.
Anacostia River, underrated, under fucking rated. Like you can jog down the Potomac, whatever Parkway, CNO Canal, whatever, but
over here, it is
the
really
Anacostia is going to give you the same vibe, but without all of the shit that you don't want when you're on a trail and you just want to like be out in nature.
Yeah.
And you get a little bit of passing under, you pass under Route 50, you pass under New York Avenue and whatever, but like you could legit like walk you could throw in a solid 12 miles and just.
I'm glad someone's been smoking with me.
Oh, dude, yo, Angie's real deal ride or die, man. That's my homie, yo.
So see, Caroline, look how far we've come from T Street, that podcast studio we built, and to this, what we have
Shout
now.
out to T Street though. T Street was T Street was
magical. It was magical.
T Street was like, okay, so I've never ever
Shout
lit
out
a
to
tire.
Molly.
I've never lit a tire on fire before, but like once you light it, it's impossible to put out, or it takes a lot to put it out. I feel like T Street was the tire. Like Molly got the tire to ignite, and we just sort of like, on our own level, have taken our piece of the fire and run off into the wilderness.
We have to do a special episode with Molly as your guest live from.
We've never had Molly on as a guest. Like,
man, we gotta have Molly on as a guest.
She's been on the show when she was engineering, but she's never actually been a guest. And I think getting her from Costa Rica,
Pura Vida.
I think we should really do a nice little. Yeah, I'll reach out to her, see what's good for her. We'll do that. So, Caroline, like, I'm gonna take you back a little bit. When before your actually first festival, when did they like set into like shit? We actually are going to be able to put on a show or a festival, and then during the festival, when did it actually kick in? Like, holy shit, we did the damn thing.
I didn't put the tickets on sale for the first festival until a month before.
Okay.
And I don't think I realized it was definitely going to happen until like 2 or 3 weeks before.
How scared were you?
I didn't really know enough at the time about what was honestly, it was just such a blur. So I was scared. I remember I was really stressed and I was really scared, but I don't think I even at the time knew the magnitude of like what it would mean if I did screw this thing up.
Was that 2016?
Yeah. That was 2016. Yeah. And then I think it was when somewhere between the Backyard Band and De La Soul being on stage that I realized this worked. I was like, oh, shit. I think it was around the time Backyard Band went up. That was when people started moving towards stage and like starting to like kind of just picnic. And they did that through Jesse Royal. And then by the time De La Soul came up on stage, there was suddenly like a sea of people. And I was like, oh my God, we did it. So
that's awesome.
Exciting.
So how many, all right, so from your last festival.
As someone who was there, I'm like totally goofing the fuck out.
Like how many people do you think was there the first one compared to the last
First one 5,000, last one 20,000.
That's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
That's fucking.
2017 when it rained the entire fucking day, and that line that would not fucking stop. That was the year. Correct me if I'm wrong.
People came out that day.
Correct me if I'm wrong. That was the year that shit fucking broke through. Am I?
In a weird way, I guess yes, because it was like, you know, people love weed more than they hate the rain. Like we're good. Like yeah.
Sure, yeah. There definitely was more people that would. If I may be so bold, there was definitely a split between the people that were there in 2017. There was definitely a split between the people that were there for the event, for the festival, and the people that were there because they were like, if I go to this event, I can get A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna wait in this line. I'm gonna wait in this rain. I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna get my shit, and then I'm gonna fucking drive back to wherever the fuck.
I mean, I think, yeah, for sure.
And maybe and there's space of in between those extremes of the people, you know.
Well, and I mean that's why it works. Like cannabis culture touches so many other walks of life. You know, there are the people who come just because they like the music playing. Well, what kind of music's playing? Well, we have a little something for everybody. So you get the spillover of those audiences. People who may not like cannabis, but they love reggae. May not like cannabis, but they love, you know, I don't know, maybe they're coming out for Antiballast this year. And then, you know, you have the people that love cannabis, and you have the people who are curious, and you have the people who haven't smoked cannabis in 5 years. This seems like a interesting opportunity to see what's going on. There are just so many reasons to come out to the National Cannabis Festival, but we've really enjoyed watching the event develop into its own character. Like we can set up the infrastructure, we can guide the brand, we can market the event, but ultimately it is the atmosphere that's created by the people that show up, the exhibitors that come and know how to bring a certain vibe that has made the event what it is.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt. I love the vibe. It's DC is much like a lot of other events. DC, our home is a lesser place by not being able to have these events. So it's cool that you're able to do the drive-through and keep some of that mojo and try and keep some of that energy. Are you going to do more drive-through events? Should it turn out that like that's just a thing that is easier to do? Do you have another set of movies on the docket?
I would love to do it again. You know, we're hoping that we can continue to find ways to work with the venue managers in the city and the different vendors in the city. Oh, hey, Boo.
You okay, Boo?
Uh-oh.
Did you throw up? Are you drinking Jaeger?
No. The whiskey didn't want to go down.
Oh, hold on.
Really choked up talking about National Cannabis Festival.
That's literally what it was.
No, I mean, you know, we're really hoping that we can continue to find ways to work with venue managers in the city and the city in general to, as local independent producers, be able to continue producing events this summer. It benefits everybody. And yeah, so we're hoping to kind of, you know, get a little bit of extra something as far as support from the city. And that doesn't even mean financial. It could even just mean, you know, we have extra PPE that we can offer you for your event staff and just stuff like that. Because there are going to be added expenses and things we need to be more worried about with COVID that will add expense to an event. And we just want to be ready.
Now, have you been able to get any of the PPP at all?
So as a company in the first round, but then, you know, there's a Save Our Stages thing, and it was a little bit unclear at first.
Yeah.
Who could apply for Save Our Stages, and then it was unclear how PPP would interact with Save Our Stages.
Yeah.
And, you know, right now it looks like you'll be able to do both, but they still, I guess, Save Our Stages opens in another week or two. And even then, it's like, is there going to be enough money to trickle down to the independent festival producers,
Right.
and like other folks in DC? I'm sure the answer is yes, that something will trickle our way. And if that doesn't happen, then, you know, we'll do what we did before, and we'll just turn back to our community and we'll say, you know, we really need everyone to buy tickets. Like, you know, we need to bring the festival back.
So before the pandemic, did you plan on doing more than just the festival itself? Did you want to do or throw more like festivals like year round? Or did the pandemic make you have to shift gears? Like, all right, well, we can do this, and then we can do this and this with the National Cannabis Fest.
We were definitely in a growth phase, and I don't know that it was about growing necessarily. Like, well, I want to own and produce 1 million festivals around the country.
Right.
We had a lot.
No one wants to do that.
I actually haven't been to a whole lot of festivals apart from the one that I put on, so I was starting to enjoy really working on production for other festivals.
Mm-hmm.
We work with the Emerald Cup, which is a really big event out in California. And it was really cool to start, you know, being asked to come in and help produce those events.
What's the Emerald Cup?
Yeah.
It is this huge cannabis festival that takes place in Northern California. It's sort of like the breeding and genetics event in the Emerald Triangle.
We need to normalize that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, I mean, here's the thing. We care so much about, you know, being the best in growing, you know, in America, we want to grow the best corn, right? We want to grow the best tomatoes. We want to grow the best potatoes out of Idaho, whatever potato country is. So, like, if we're going to fucking normalize, if we're going to decriminalize and eventually legalize and then eventually industrialize, because that's the next phase, obviously. Commercialize, maybe, and then industrialize. Cannabis, let's have the best that we can.
Well, I mean, that's what Emerald Cup is about. So it's been really cool working on that event and learning so much. And I think that's what the company was planning to do in 2020. We were going to keep working on other big events, learning, and eventually figuring out if we wanted to expand the events that we own and operate, or just, you know, continue working on production for others.
Yeah.
Things, of course, changed really hard last year. We switched a bunch of virtual things. We did some fundraisers. We experimented. Some things worked really well. Some things didn't work as well, but I think that comes with any pivot. And now, you know, we're in a bit of a holding pattern, but I'm hoping that the next 3 to 4 months just bring a lot more certainty for everything. I do recognize that festivals are great. They are a luxury, though. A lot of people can't afford to go to festivals. And right now, for a lot of people, it's like a festival. Like, I lost a family member, or, you know, I haven't had work for 6 months. I do also, like, as far as being concerned about NCF, of course, I'm concerned about it. Like, I have a team of people that work for it.
And you got a great
exhibitors and fans, but there are a lot of other important things that need to happen before NCF will come back.
Yeah, for sure.
So hopefully things like the drive-in will be a good thing to tide people over. And to answer your question before, I hope we get.
Let's make arrangements. Let's make it a thing. I would love, like I said, I want to bring the Honda. I want to bring the Element and open the tailgate and stuff. Let's make let's make arrangements so that we can do a piece about this afterwards. You know, maybe we have you on the following, you know, you come back.
Our back to school special.
Yeah, we need you back before that, though.
We want you back before that, though, Caroline. You're really too good. You're really too good at this.
We should have you back before the drive-in, and then
promote it.
Especially if by the time the drive-in event rolls around, you have something else that you want to promote.
And we just love you, so that'd be great too.
That would be a lot of fun. Oh, you have to promise me that you're going to put that thing on blast for me. We talked about with that real estate listing.
Man, are you kidding me? I You know what? I think I might have actually already thrown it out there. I retweeted the link. I don't have a really strong Twitter presence, but like I threw that out there.
All right, so that this link.
This shit is
for 4808. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
4808
Sergeant Street Northeast.
Sergeant Road in Northeast.
Sergeant Road Northeast.
Throw the link. Throw the link in the comments. Throw the link in the comments and like, hey y'all, check out the link for this house. And if the listing for this seems normal to you, then I cordially invite you to get your fucking shit checked out because there's something horribly wrong. But like, this is an actual legitimate listing for a house that is on the border between DC and PG County.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Like, it's some wild ass shit by a dude from a real estate company in Fairfax. So just milk that up. Soak that up. Figure that out.
That's pretty wild. Well, I hope that you could get people to. Yeah, I've been trying to get that listing taken down for like 2 days now, unsuccessfully.
Did it just go up?
It went up on Friday night.
A week.
Look at your screen. So that's the link to it. I can't really show too much. I can screen share it. Give me a second.
Marcus, get us sued. That's cool.
Screen share that shit because it's fucked up.
You said get us.
No. I feel like there should be some shock and awe. There should be some level of shock and awe. I want them to have the same reaction that I had the first time I looked on there and was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Like, and it's waves of it because like you start reading it and there's your sense of self-preservation kicks in. And so you stop reading it and then you just glean for certain words. But then you glean for those certain words and then you're like, well, what the fuck is connecting these words? And then you go back through and you read it. Like, I ended up reading this thing in multiple ways, multiple times, just because I didn't want to read it all the way through from start to finish, if that makes any sense.
It's the part that's like about this home.
Well, no, yes,
and then
yes.
continues and continues.
Jesus fucking!
Like
we're reliving the nightmare. Marcus, that TikTok of the little girl, play that fucking TikTok. That's I sent that to you for
the penny TikTok.
Yes, I feel like that's what we're doing right now.
Oh, we needed Jamie.
I feel like
we're not doing. We're not.
He already got his rocks off on it. It's not about that. I just feel like that's what we're doing with this. Like,
we're not doing it.
We already know it's something horrible, but we're still just sticking the stick down in the sewer anyways. Like,
okay, not going to do it because I didn't download it, but I am going to play when Jamie freezes.
It's true. It's true. So, Avalon, we were talking about how, right before you came on, we were talking about how it's already been a year since, like, the shutdown, starting tomorrow. Did Jamie freeze again?
Did he? Yep. At least he's.
It's a good picture. He looks happy.
On this week's episode, Jamie freezes.
Dude, that payoff was so fucking sweet. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh my god.
He gives us gold all the time.
Dude, we haven't been doing this long enough to have a Hall of Fame, but if we did.
You kidding me? We have plenty for a Hall of Fame.
That's definitely going in there. That's first ballot.
Alan? Nah.
Friends. I don't mean to be funny, but I have to go.
There is.
Yeah, Caroline.
We do appreciate the time you've given us.
Appreciate the fuck out of you.
Before you go out, go ahead and give us a shout out to your stuff.
Anything and everything you want to promote. Tell the people what's up.
Well, National Cannabis Festival, like it says on the screen, we are at NATL Cannabis Fest on Instagram. If you find us on Facebook, you can grab tickets to the Dazed and Amused movie experience. So go to nationalcannabisfestival.com/tickets. Grab yourself a ticket. They are now $50 for general admission. We also doubleheader tickets. I think there might be a handful of VIP tickets left. But come on out. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be the first opportunity for the cannabis community to really come together for the year and for the past year. So
what do those VIP tickets entail?
the VIP tickets get you a hot box VIP box. So everybody gets the welcome bag when they arrive with just like sponsor swag. The VIP box just has like upgraded sponsor swag. Just like good stuff. There's some like reusable NCF bottles, baseball hats, ashtrays, all kinds of rolling utensils. And we have some sponsors putting in just like some great smoking accessories. So it will be fun.
If you need help putting those bags together, let us know.
And your next event, if you need swag for future events.
Well, let me know. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you know, but we bought DC as fuck.
We just in general would like, we'd be down to sponsor and donate things.
Let's definitely get some of y'all swag into these welcome bags. That would be very cool.
Yeah, just let us know the date. We'll be there.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start this one up.
Thank you, Caroline. We love you.
No, Val. That's not what I was saying. Bye, Caroline. I was saying the date to make the bags.
All right.
Not the date of the fucking thing. Boo, how's your birthday going?
Fan-fucking-tastic.
Can you not eat till after the show?
Nope. No, who do I look like, Jamie?
No, and Valerie.
Right now.
Bro, I've been smoking weed this whole time. I have consumed 2/3 of a bottle of district made. Shout out to 18 Distilling.
I think you should just take it to the head real quick. Do a shot.
I got responsibilities tomorrow.
Responsibilities?
I got responsibilities.
So speaking of tomorrow, real quick, I just want to mention there is, we've talked about this on this show before. There's a movement for statehood for DC.
Yes, Val.
House Oversight Committee will hear HR 51, Washington DC Admissions Act, tomorrow, to make sure that we are heard when we say we want statehood. So statehood supporters will be out from all 8 wards from 8:30 to 9:30. I know it's early, especially now. It's almost 12:30 right now. But people will be out there if you're interested in rallying for statehood. The hearing is going to be later in the day. I think at like 12. But, if you have the time and you're really a passionate supporter of DC statehood and you feel that you can get up at 8 o'clock in the morning to be there, I think that DC would be forever grateful.
Don't encourage him what, Angie?
You taking the bottle to the head.
Yeah. Yo, as someone who has seen me in some of my rarest forms, she's right.
I can't ever say that I've actually seen you fucking blasted.
What? I have.
I mean, I've seen it on the show, but I mean like in public.
Nobody needs that in their life.
Yeah, no kidding.
Thank you, Angie, for being the voice of reason. Anyway,
I thought that's why we had Val here.
Not last week.
No shit.
No, I
was hammered last week.
Not last week, Mark. Not last week.
I mean, Boo. So
what? I don't know what you're talking about. Allegedly.
You were here.
Allegedly.
Where was Boo? Boo was not here.
I was a fly on the wall.
Is Boo here?
Is Boo what? Is Boo here? What's happening? So
it's your birthday.
It's my fucking birthday. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm a little jealous that isn't the title of my birthday episode. No. Now that we're really delving into things.
Put the bottle in the lotion.
Marcus, he puts the bottle in the lotion. He puts the hose again. Some brutal shit, bro.
Yeah, I'm an asshole.
Oh, bro, pobrecito, el buracho gigante en la casa. Oh my God, bitches. Dude, oh my God. Yeah, so I invented my own lucha libre persona. First time I ever went to Tijuana, el buracho gigante, which is the big drunk dude. Still alive and well in 2021. Good time.
Woo!
All right, so I'm gonna say some shit and then let's get the fuck out of here. Let's end on a high note.
Well, let me finish it on the high note. You do your thing now.
You gotta go last. Last. Yeah, I know. It was a rhetorical question, Marcus. You gotta go last. You gotta go last, Marcus. The big drunk dude. Fuck you. I hate you, dude.
I have all the power.
I hate your fucking face, dude.
I have all the power.
Anyways, yo, so honestly, I was nonplussed about turning 47 because who fucking cares? And when you're on Twitter and most of the people that you follow are like leftists that are half your age, it's just extra weird. So, here we are. But we're coming into springtime and the 700-year cicadas.
Oh God!
And we ain't even talked about the motherfuckers.
Oh, shit,
like, people about to be traumatized. Us in the city, not so much. But if you live in the burbs, bitches strapped in. It's about to be
I hear cicadas actually taste like gourmet. Like
in the city, they are just as fucking brutal.
Yeah, but
they're deep in there.
We should eat them. Eat them.
I lived in Briggs Cheney when they came the last time in like in 87 or some shit. I don't fucking know. But I was in 7th grade.
I say we eat the motherfuckers.
First time that I remember in my lifetime, it was 87 because I was
these 30.
I was in high school. I was a freshman in high school.
Val, this is how I know I can always fuck with you because we are just close enough in age. We can remember. Like, yes. Like when those cicadas came, we had tennis. We had tennis class for PE. And it was basically a bunch of fucking angry 13-year-olds running around smashing cicadas with tennis rackets. Like, I remember you guys would practice on the way to school during PE. We would fuck you up. Go ahead.
My brother graduated that year from high school, and the graduation ceremonies were outside, and there were fucking cicadas everywhere.
Everywhere.
I remember. So I went to high school. I went to all girls high school in Baltimore, and we had to walk like a 12-minute walk to the boys' school for some classes. I had one class my freshman year, and we would get bombarded with the cicadas on the way. Oh my God. It was crazy. It was.
Yeah. Dude, I had a 20-minute walk. I lived out by Briggs Cheney Plaza. I had a 20-minute walk from the high-rise apartment that was at the base near, like, just north of Briggs Cheney Plaza. I forget what the name of the tower was, but we would walk through this one undeveloped part of shit, and like by the time you walk through this 10-minute stretch of pathway, you had cicadas like all over you. It was like some shit out of Alfred Hitchcock or like an old school Boris Karloff fucking movie. When you're like 13, and you ain't never seen a fucking cicada before, and all of a sudden there's like 5,000 of these bitches like everywhere, and they're like, like I said, dude,
they're like crawfish around.
PE came around.
I remember when I was in like 7th grade, I think we like talked about the cicadas like it was like a myth or a legend. We were like, oh, the 17-year cicadas. And then a couple years later, they came out, and I was like, oh my God, what is this monstrosity?
This summer's gonna be. The summer's gonna be next level.
I remember the next time they came out was 2004 because I was teaching at the time. I was teaching PKs. So
2004.
Yeah.
2004, I was living my best life in the city, and we didn't see them.
So
Unless you
2004.
live near Rock Creek.
I taught at St. Patrick's, which is in Northwest DC. But I was living in Bethesda, and these fucking bitches were everywhere. And I remember I would gather some of them, like the ones that were molting. I'd bring
You're
them
too close to
school.
Beach Drive, dude. That's why.
Yes. So I would bring them to. I remember I brought these fucking molting cicadas to school, and I had the children watch them come out of their shells. I was like,
Marcus, I challenge you to catch some cicadas and make them into something that is edible. Not only edible, but delicious.
They're
Look at the camera, not me.
Who wants to see Marcus? Who wants to see Marcus make cicada fucking munchies?
I will, and I'm down for it. And I think that'd be awesome. Because I mean, if you're gonna get bombarded by all these fucking crawfish with wings, might as well eat the motherfuckers and make something good out of it.
Like I said, you can roast them, and like they're crunchy, and it's a weird, like they stick in your. They're all right if you.
They're all right. You know they're all right. We don't know what they are, but they kind of
done.
Maybe,
Marcus, maybe you wrap it in a nice gabagool.
You know what I got? I got a little provolone for a little mozzarella. We can make it all.
Maybe a little provolone, you know, fucking.
Summer fuel. We do a summer fuel with them.
Cicada, dude. Whoa. Check it out. Check it out. Cicada shirt. Wait. Cicada.
Cicada
fuel.
Cicadery. Is that right?
I've had
I'm really good at mashing these things up. I failed epically.
Yeah, you've been failing all night. You've been failing all night with your.
Had some of you.
All right, hold on.
You've been failing with your words all
Hive
night.
mind. This is my birthday, bitch. Of course, I'm gonna fucking.
I'm not judging, bitch. I'm just saying.
I feel judged.
Some of you.
Cicada.
Like, what the fuck you think was going to happen?
Cicada. Cicada. Charcuterie.
So cicadery.
Cicadery.
And solidarity.
Oh, I like that. Compromise. I like that. Cicadery. I love you guys. You fucking you motherfucking babbas. I love this one. Cicadery. Yes, on the 47th day of his birth in the year of our Lord. Cicadery. Cicadery was a thing.
Now I'm excited for the cicadery.
Dude. As soon as one touches the back of my neck, I'm done. I'm like, fuck you, dude. I'm done. I'm not leaving my house. You know what? That's how motherfuckers are going to end up staying home. The first time a cicada just dive bombs you, motherfuckers be like, nah, fuck COVID. I just don't want nothing to do with these motherfucking things. How long are they going to be around for?
I'm back in.
No. What if cicadas save North America from another wave of COVID?
Because they terrorize the fucking.
Because motherfuckers come outside and one just like one hits you in between your sunglasses and your eyelid and gets caught and the wings are all flapping. And you're like, ah, and you're on your fucking rent-a-bike. You know what I'm saying, dude?
You're on your capital city bike.
I'm telling you, when we walk,
you're on your bike, and the fucking cicada catches you with a fucking eyelid, and it's just like,
oh, they're horrible. I watched from my high school,
and you're going down 14th Street in that fresh bus lane.
One of my classmates, she had a swarm of cicadas attack her, and she ended up with like 3 cicadas in her mouth, and she was traumatized.
See, I always
thought I'm not on a cat bike. No, there's no cat biking.
See, my problem with cicadas, Val, I always thought the cicadas are like lone operatives, but there's like a million of them.
No, there's like swarms, and they come after you.
I thought it was like a million.
Harmless.
No, I thought it was like a million Batmans were like, I work alone. But there's a million of you. And they're all just like, ah.
So they're like totally harmless. They don't bite you. They don't do anything. They're just so many of them.
They have poor eyesight and will fly into your face.
They just don't
into
give
your
a fuck.
face.
Like, and they make that horrible noise.
Into your face.
That's the noise that they make.
Yo, and their eyes are big and gross.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah, come on, dude. Get the fuck out of here, bro. What's wrong with you? What the fuck is wrong with you, man?
I just found your penny. I found your Pennywise.
Marcus.
One of my
don't make me say Marcus again.
One of my bosses, she was like the science teacher, and she used to make jewelry out of cicadas.
Out of their heads?
No, here's the thing.
Out of their bodies, and she made like a necklace.
Marcus, you know how it's not my Pennywise? This is because I used to love cicada husks.
No, okay.
When when you find a husk on a tree just hanging out, dude, nothing more fun
they have
than
some
taking
liquid antifreeze green.
taking a cicada husk and chasing someone who's actually afraid of cicadas around with it, dude. Are you shitting me?
That is awesome.
Are you kidding me? What? You haven't lived, bro. You haven't lived. What?
They run like crazy.
No. Ah, mama!
They love to play dead. They pretend they're dead, and then all of a sudden they're like,
because if someone had long hair, the claws from the shell, you could just put them like just ever so gently on their hair. I'm like, yo, you got cicada on you. And if you had long hair and you saw that thing, you just take the fuck off running, man. Like,
you mean me? You mean me with my long hair all my life with the fucking cicadas?
Allegedly. I want to give a shout out to anyone that is actually still watching us. All 5 of you on our YouTube channel, on our Facebook channel, for real. Birthday boy, appreciate y'all. I'm literally shoving hot wing fucking buffalo pretzel pieces in my face.
In your
so I can
face.
get off air. And so I can get off air. But no, this is great. And I really appreciate Caroline and Grace. Y'all were fucking awesome. Yes, Gracie. When she was like, I'm a tiger mom, I fucking straight up, like, I cowered in my fucking chair. I was like, I know.
Your asshole clenched a little bit, and you're like,
oh, Val. My ass, no, not a little bit. Not a little bit, Val. Like, all the way. All the way.
Gracie's no joke with her kids.
Yo,
no joke with her kids.
dude. And I mean, she is somebody who loves, hates, respects. Like, you get that same intensity. The way that she loves you is the way that she hates you. The way that she respects you is the way that she pities you. You get that same intensity around the fucking spectrum. She's no fucking joke. And that's why when she was talking to me, when she was talking to us about her experience with the authorities and they came at her, I was like, oh, you fucking people just
don't even know.
What? Are you kidding me? What? Oh, read the room.
This is the thing about Gracie. I don't know if she's watching or not, or if anybody
room.
who knows her is watching. But here's the thing about Gracie. It's like people talk shit all the time, right? And people always like, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to call people out and say that people talk shit about Gracie. But if they did, she would not respond because that is how she is, right? She doesn't respond to them. She doesn't talk back to them. She just sits there and she's like, but she knows and she remembers. And she's like, fuck you and fuck your bitch and fuck anybody else who fucks with you. You don't fuck with me anymore. Like, fuck
about
off.
business. About business.
Right?
Play the long game. About business.
This is why I love her. This is why she's my people. And this is why I will defend her to the ends of the earth.
She's growing on me. I like
She's about business, man. So we're at 12:41, 12:42.
And you've been
we said we were going to run long.
Minutes.
We were going to run long. We're running long. I don't want to run too long, but I do want to express my gratitude for Marcus, and Val, in no particular order. You guys, I love y'all both to pieces.
We love you too.
Y'all have been my rocks in various ways, on various levels over the year. This past year especially. Y'all have given me a reason to get out of bed in the morning.
Oh,
yeah, I'm not, aside from my children,
you don't make me cry, motherfucker.
Aside from people that look like me that I'm genetically bonded to, the two of you have given me a fucking reason to like get online, to interact with the fucking world, to not deny the fact that I fucking feel like shit, but y'all haven't denied me. Y'all haven't allowed me to just like fucking succumb to the shit. Like y'all have done the fucking perfect balance of reaching out, giving a motherfucker his space, and then being like, "Yo, we love you, man." I just want to take this moment while I'm drunk and I've had a bunch of whiskey and IPA. Shout out to Atlas Brewery and 1-8 Distilling. And just be like, yo, I appreciate the fucking shit out of the both of you. Jamie's dumbass too, because Jamie's dumbass.
Because he's Jamie.
You know,
shout
out to Bill. But like, and shout out to Sarah, you know, but you two specifically, y'all are my fucking partners in crime. And as much as we all fucking yell at each other and whatever, like we all have like had our own Voltron moment
amen
in the throes of COVID and the pandemic and the great lockdown of 2020. Like I could not be happier to have spent these quality productive moments and times with y'all doing this fucking podcast, building this fucking studio, building, you know, this LLC, just everything, like
building a brand, building companies,
building a brand, building something that like we can just, you know, it's fun, dude. Like my kids see what we're doing and they're like, oh, like you guys, we're having fun, you know, and like maybe one day like they'll want to do some, like DJ talks about wanting to do fucking shit all the time, but right now he's just at the talking phase, and I'm like, you need to understand that these YouTube influencers and shit that you like they wake up and they eat, sleep,
right,
and breathe and this.
It's 24 hours a day for them.
You know, like the time that you're on fucking Fortnite, these motherfuckers are making content. Right. So, you know, we're somewhere in between my 10-year-old son's aspirations and these crazy hardcore fucking content creating ass motherfuckers, you know, on fill in the blank platform. But our evolution and our growth is like part of the journey.
And we've come a long way, even in the last year.
Just in the last 6 months. Let me
tell you, if you told me this is what we would be doing
a year
ago, literally a year ago,
there was no crush in DC a year ago.
I would have been like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, you think about it, we formed a company.
If you told me that I'd be editing videos, a year ago, I don't know what you're talking about.
We all picked up new skills in 2020.
No shit.
We picked up contracting skills. We all picked up video editing skills. We all picked up
design,
layout shit,
drywall things.
You what?
And I know how to. I've learned how to do other skills.
I build websites now, apparently, and people fucking call me about that.
You know, and I mean, while some people have been panicking,
we've been busy as fuck.
Some people have been panicking within the last year. We've been busy, and so with that, you know, yeah, that's my rant. Like, and especially because while in DC the weather is just now breaking. And some of my shit had to do with just the fact that it was too gray and too cold and too shitty to go outside, like whatever. But I look forward to spring 2021, summer 2021, fall 2021, winter into 2022, like with you guys.
Right on. Man.
I appreciate the ever loving shit out of the both of you, and like I'm glad that I'm at a point right now where I don't feel the need to have to physically insert myself between the two of y'all when y'all get to yelling at each other, because like I know Val can handle her shit.
We're like, I mean, that's the thing.
I know Val's just gonna pick up the keyboard and blast you across the fucking dome one time if you get too fucking far.
We're like, at this point, we're like, brother, we're like your kids.
Oh yeah.
And we fight, and we fight so much because we're around each other so much.
Oh, I know.
We will tell each other.
It's just a change of venue. Sometimes y'all are in Delaware.
We can tell each other to
Mount
die.
Sometimes I want to be like, get the fuck away.
And then 5 minutes, and then 5 minutes later, I'm like, you want to go get something to eat? So yeah, let's go.
That's why when Val has a story like Val down by the river, I'm like, oh, Val had a good week. Val had a good week because she got to do something different, like yell at total strangers as opposed to Marcus.
Right. Val has quit the show 100 times. I've been fired 100 times. It's a great thing.
You know, it's a fam.
I mean, but at the end of the day, the three of us still have the same vision, working towards the same fucking thing.
Yeah. But yeah, by the way, if anyone is still hanging on,
we have a few people.
All 5 of you. We eventually want to do live remote shows.
Again.
If you know anyone, if anybody out there has the skills to be a technical director, we can even show you.
Yeah. I mean, we're looking to grow our team.
We can even show you what buttons to push. But yeah, we need a technical director. We need someone so that we can, once the world opens up again, we can get out and do what we do best.
Because I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it anymore.
Which is do this, but from the confines of your favorite eating and drinking establishment.
What was that? What was the last thing you said?
I said it in français.
Okay.
Establishment.
Okay. I just thought you were slurring. It's fine.
I mean, yeah.
I mean,
it's my birthday. Marcus, I don't know if you know this or not. It's my birthday.
It's my birthday.
That's my birthday.
If you look at the bottom, I put a fucking ticker.
It's my slur day. I saw it.
Oh, it's your birthday.
It's my slur day.
It's gonna be up there for the next fucking 6 shows, so it's gonna be. Awesome.
What are you doing for your birthday? Is the
what? Same thing I did last year for my birthday. Sit here and get drunk in front of my kids with my girlfriend.
Is Sarah there?
No. She stayed home tonight so that she could spend the night tomorrow.
Look at that. She's a great girlfriend.
Maybe we should.
She's a wonderful
tomorrow.
I think she should come on the show one time.
One day we'll have her on. She's down. She has a podcast that I've been trying to get her to promote on it with us, but I think we're just a little too
lowbrow.
A little too grimy.
We have other podcasts that aren't grimy on our network.
I know. I've tried to tell her. But she dates me, so you know.
I mean, this was the lowbrow one. We actually have 2 other ones.
Oh, this show is the lowest. This show is the lowest hanging fucking fruit on the goddamn brand.
We have like much better shows than we.
I mean, this was the most popular, but we have intelligent hip hop. We have fucking entrepreneur. We have real estate, and we are. Let me see if I have the logo. We have a new one coming up, and I wanted to talk to Caroline off the record about Behind the Fumes, about our friend Ray.
Then you should.
We will, but
I will. Hold on, let me find. You guys keep talking. I gotta look for the stuff real quick.
Also,
oh my God, Marcus, play some TikTok videos.
Show,
I don't have any.
Play them all.
There will be a show that will be.
Do it.
I don't know what it's going to be called, but Valerie.
All right, so here's the thing. Valerie and Valerie are going to do a show. Boo and James is going to do a show.
It's going to be V cubed. It's going to stand for Valerie versus Valerie. And people are going to think it's some girl on girl porn shit, but no. It's going to be.
So we should call 2 girls. No, we call 2 girls, 1 podcast. Yes, 2 girls, 1 podcast.
You can't decide because it's in the end.
But he's not wrong.
Yo, how many hits would you get off that if it was 2 girls, 1 podcast?
But I have to.
I'm just saying. If you guys don't do it, I'll find 2 more girls to do 2 girls, 1 podcast.
Oh my God. It's already taken, I'm sure, but fuck.
I am going to look this up right now.
Look that shit up. And then Boo, you and Jamie.
Bing that shit, bro.
You and Jamie will be.
Jamie and I had a meeting today for Not Your Average
What's the show gonna be? What's the show's name?
There is actually
that's a conversation for off the air, but like we did at least a brief outline. Jamie and I are also working on a screenplay for a dark comedy that I think you guys will appreciate once we tell you the premise and the storyline.
Oh.
It's a lot of fun.
There's actually 2 girls, 1 podcast. I'm kind of jealous.
Fuck those bitches.
Of course, I bet you they're K-Hive though.
Look,
I bet you.
2 V's. That's what we're gonna be. 2 V's, 1 podcast.
2 V's,
what
1
about
podcast.
We can do that.
Bing that, Marcus.
So here's our other podcast.
I said bing it.
I already did. Behind the Fumes is one of our new ones. Behind the Fumes. This is the one you did a G-Funk song for. So Behind the Fumes is a cultural show that has a lot to do with cannabis, but also our friend Ray V, who is, much like Caroline, throws on cannabis festivals and a lot of festivals in general.
Happy to have created the music for the podcast.
Oh, dude, they love this song.
Do you have the music? Do you have the music for it? Can you play it?
I'm not gonna be able to play it. I can't play it through here yet. Oh, man. I mean, I have to download before.
Did you ever know that you were my hero?
Actually, maybe I can.
Oh, so all I have to do is sing Bette Midler to Marcus, and all of a sudden he can do shit. Is that what's going on?
Shit, right?
Yeah, you know what that is?
I fucking love that. I love that movie.
That's white supremacy for you right there, y'all.
Oh, that is Bette Midler.
That's some white supremacy.
Bette Midler is white supremacist.
Whoa, bite your tongue. What? Don't you talk about Bette? What's wrong with you?
Don't talk about
I'm talking about you, Marcus.
Yeah, whatever.
Margaret.
All right, let me see if this plays.
I'm talking about you, Marcus. You gotta say it with a little extra gravel in your voice.
What are you? What are you eating?
You, Marcus.
All right, tell me if this works. Hold on, tell me if this works.
Yo, you didn't hit that one time during the show. You could have totally side by sided us.
Can you hear that?
Nope.
No, Marcus.
Well, I can hear it.
I don't hear shit.
Did you ever know that you're my hero, Marcus?
Right. Okay, I'm gonna take us out of here.
Oops.
What are you doing? Did you just hit your head? Did you just fall like Jamie fell last week?
I dropped my phone and then I dropped my headphones.
All right, we're gonna play another video. What we
Can
did?
you just play it on your phone? No. Never mind. I didn't ask it.
All right, so let's do Marcus Gets Roasted.
Oh.
So here, Jamie, to answer your question, me in high school, I'm the one in the back.
Oh, look at that handsome man.
This one I'm embarrassed for.
I didn't realize you was the 4th Hanson brother, homie.
Why do you have the JPT haircut?
What?
Yeah, I was gonna say like that's Nick from Backstreet Boys.
Backstreet Boys.
So you got that middle part that's coming back again. Apparently, we're not allowed to have side parts anymore.
You know what?
Here's another one. This is more cringeworthy.
Is that you in the back?
That's my mom, bitch.
That's you, Morgan? I don't even recognize you.
That's me with Aaron. My sister-in-law.
You look so thin and tall.
I was thin and I got shorter. I don't know what happened.
I don't recognize you at all. I would not have picked that out.
The first time I see one of these millennials rocking that JTT Ryder Strong cut, I'm smacking this shit out of them. Like, we gotta let certain things go, because I mean the mom jeans are weird.
Oh, they're awful.
Hold on. Look what Mike said. I was cool in high school, bitch.
I don't believe you. I don't know who you are, Michael. But I don't think
Marcus was cool in high school? I was fucking cool in high school.
I call bullshit.
Yo, Marcus, good logging into your alt account super quick to post that too.
Boo!
Lies. I feel like those are all lies.
Yeah, Marcus.
I don't know who you are,
That
Michael.
doesn't seem like a real name. Michael L. Radish Jr. That's it.
Also, Marcus was definitely the girl giving out hand jobs at third period. I'm just saying.
I lived by my high school, so I did well. No, Michael was a year younger. I lived right across the street, so we skipped school all the time. No, Michael was a year younger than me in school. He was behind me. Played baseball with him and everything.
So where'd you move when they made you move out of the school zone, homie?
I want to talk to your Canadian girlfriend. That's what I want to.
Good Lord. Good Lord. That was magic. Magic. I wasn't even here for it, but God.
Magic.
Anyone who's like, so and so was a pussy magnet in high school, you're just like, oh no. Even if it's true, you're just like, oh no.
I mean,
oh my God. Even if it's true, you're just like, oh,
I was like, I don't think you're a real person.
I mean, I was embarrassed. I was embarrassed.
Radish.
Well, you know what I find funny that his last name's Radish, and we were talking about ranch the whole time. I found that humorous for that episode because
there's a strong possibility that as soon as y'all started making fun of whether or not that was a real name, he could have just totally logged off, or he might have stayed logged on and had the best ride of his life.
Yeah, I talked to him the next day. He had a good day. He enjoyed. He watches us often. Apparently, I didn't know that.
Excellent. Yeah, Michael, thank you. We appreciate you.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
All right, I take it back, Michael Radish.
Yeah. All right. So it's 1 a.m, and anyone who is there's still 4 people apparently still watching, according to
there's more than that.
There's more than that. Look, we love the shit out of you.
So let me make it out of here for us.
Yeah, Marcus.
Let's get out of here.
What the fuck are you doing, dude? God.
Get us out of here.
Why?
Because it's my birthday, bitch. It's my birthday, bitch.
I want to thank Caroline Phillips for coming on.
Oh, shout out to you, Caroline.
I do love her. Thank you for Gracie Lee coming on. Thank you very much. Thank you, Val. Thank you,
Gracie Lee.
We are a dog. Shit, I don't even know where we are. We're a District Dog Face studio. We're the District of Misfits Show. We are also crushing DC. Please check us out on all our social medias.
Shout out to Harvey and shout out to Charmaine Dixon and Harvey Dixon, without whom I would not be possible.
Yes.
Shout out to Sarah Sanwick and y'all. The rest of y'all know who you are. I'm shy. We appreciate y'all.
We love all of you, Boo. We love you. Happy birthday. We appreciate you and everything about you. Like I said, I couldn't do this without the 2 of you. I love both of you. And yeah.
I mean,
Totally insane. They pushed me out and maced me.